Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kendra. Thank you for having me, Denise.
Oh, you're so very, very welcome. I'm glad we could get connected.
I am as well.
Yay. So what do you got scheduled for the holiday? I bought some ribs I'm gonna grill outside tomorrow for myself.
What do I have scheduled? Double dose of Wellbutrin and and Danish that are coming tomorrow from Amazon, and that's it so far. And maybe a gummy tonight to treat myself. Maybe a THC gummy.
Yeah. I've already beat you. That was earlier today. Whew, I moved my office from one room in my house to another room and then moved my bedroom furniture into that room by
Oh my
myself.
God, I was doing the same sort of thing the other day where I was moving my furniture from certain aspects to make this office feel more cozy. And I rearranged all my tarot cards, and then I vacuumed today. That's weird. And then I moved some stuff back there so that I could get more under here cleaned. That's funny. I'm feeling that same energy.
I am too. You know, a lot of people are saying that about the I forget, it's an astrology thing about everybody's feeling down and low. And ever since they've all complained about that stuff, I've been uplifted. So I don't know if it's my I take Loprex Lopressor. Not Lopressor. Yeah, I take that too, but
for blood pressure.
Yeah, but I take Lexapro. I've been on it for years, yeah. Because I have
right?
Yeah, because I think a lot of us that are very psychic or intuitive might have these issues, but
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly, when I told you bupropion or Wellbutrin, and
yeah. And it helps me. You know, if I had cancer, I'd get treatment, or if I was a diabetic, I would take medicine. So I've never been ashamed for the fact that I've had to have medications, you know?
I'm not either, but I'm starting to sense too that this administration may not be as compassionate where that's concerned, because I don't know if it's the tariffs or what it is, but I think there's starting to be a shortage on the medication, because I use Health Warehouse out of Kentucky. And I want to just say they're really great most of the time, but there are 3 medications I ordered about a week ago for next day shipping. And granted, I'll give them the fact it takes 2 days, but it's usually done within the same week.
Right.
I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, because coffee went up. I noticed that too this past week. Coffee went up. Scott Spiritual Essence noticed it. And then I'm like, I looked at it. And at least it was up. I think trickling starting now.
It is.
To see it. I could be wrong, but
Hi, Odelia. Hey, what I do is, or I buy the 3 pound sausage thing like that in bulk. It's a
Hmm.
long tube, and then I take and divide it up, and then I make myself patties, and I cook them, and then I
Hmm.
put them and then I freeze them all on a cookie sheet, and then I throw them all in a gallon bag. So in the morning when
Mm.
I want breakfast, all I got to do is take one or two out, throw it in the microwave, and a minute later they're steaming hot.
I eat so much so quickly that um, the thing I started doing, which was working pretty well for about 2 weeks, until it didn't anymore,
Well, it
was
tries.
buying ramens and then eating the ramens for breakfast, putting cinnamon on them. So it was just ramen totally. And
Yeah.
then to get sick of ramen, to kind of control weight or try to, I would pull away from the ramens, not eat anything until I craved something. And then by like the 11th day after I actually went out of the house again and had coffee and was in a place like a Starbucks where I could do that, all
Yeah.
hell broke loose. And I should have stayed home given how much everything costs now. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Dunkin' in years just to get a coffee or something, and all I got was a mango lemonade and I think a matcha iced tea.
Yeah.
Eat all the lemonade cost me $7.25, whereas like I remember in 2021, 2022, it's like $3.
Yeah.
I'm like 7.25. I mean, it's not even Starbucks; it's
Yeah.
Dunkin'.
Yeah.
So
We have a Dunkin' and a Starbucks, and I've been to neither one.
no, oh, I
But
love them. I love to
but
sit in them. Yeah,
but
I like
every
to rub.
morning my coffee pot goes off at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my alarm clock. Then the cat comes and wakes me up because the coffee's
Oh,
brewing. So
is she on the
okay.
same clock? Like, is she on the same clock you are? Basically,
Well, I'm on their clock.
you're on. That's like my uncle. He's on their clock, but their clock it started with his clock, and I think the problem is when this new one we got moved in, eating at 11 or having what they call it breakfast at
At
11,
11,
and yeah, and dinner at noon.
I can't make it that long.
And
Well,
I
I have
just feel
to
like the two animals can't either, Denise. And I'm like, boom, boom, here, eat this, eat that. You know what I mean? And then they go nuts by the time they have to eat at midnight and they're screaming.
well, you probably hear my dog snoring. She always comes in and finds a place to sleep by me.
Mm-hmm.
But she snores. So if you hear her like snoring, it's not me or my spirit. It's the dog. She's here. I can hear her. I don't see her. But she's here with me. So hopefully the cat don't jump on the desk today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any questions yet, or
There are questions. I'm seeing them. I see at least two or three. I haven't started anything though.
okay?
Um, did this originate on mine or yours? Did it originate on mine? Or did you just send me the link? Because
I
I can star. I didn't know I could.
oh
I'm
no,
thinking
yeah. Oh, I can start too
okay.
because I
Um,
sent you the link to share to so we could be
okay.
simulcasting. Which,
All
to
right.
be
So
honest, this is my first time simulcasting. You pop my cherry.
did I? Oh,
You did it to an old woman. How dare you?
how dare I, right? I'm 50. Does that count? I just turned 50 as
Well,
opposed to being in my 40s.
you're younger than my children, so we're good.
Yeah. Now, I saw somebody with a question. I know I saw at least one. Here it is. With one of them.
We got them all talking about food right now. I love egg salad sandwich with bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
Hmm.
That was one of my own inventions. I have one here.
Julie has one. I thought I saw, yeah. SR Kish has one,
Okay,
but I can't star them.
you can't. So okay,
I can't. Yeah.
I'll
I
throw
thought
it.
I might be able to, but I can't.
Okay.
So those two so
Well,
far.
I'll scroll down. Oh, no, no, no. Ribs are always good choice. Yes. Kendra, what's about feng shui?
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that something you're suggesting? The whole moving around of furniture,
Yeah.
maybe?
Maybe she can. I had one house totally done in feng shui. Oh, spring cleaning. Yeah. Both of us are into this. Like, okay, there we go. SR Kish.
I don't know if Julie, did you put in 2 questions, Julie, or 1? Because I'm just coming back to the screen after going away from it for a second, wondering if that's a second question, which I'd love to do. You know, if there are 2 from
One
you.
way of putting it. Yeah. Let's see how long it lasts. I'm scrolling through. When do we get started on eggs? Eggs are down.
Just 1. Okay.
Eggs. Okay, I got 2 of them starred.
Okay. That's all I saw so far, too.
Okay. Does my boss Daniel like my work? So SR Kish wants, does my boss Daniel like my work? Just on a new job, 3 weeks and in training.
Okay.
Who
Give me a
wants to
second.
play? Oh. Boy, I tell you, it's a real hassle when you move your office. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. When I'll get the ribs on the grill, and then I'll organize, shred paper. Don't you hate it? All these papers we get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna. See.
All right.
You ready?
I want to draw cards first, but I have a sort of answer. Hold on.
I already have an answer. Does my boss Daniel like my work? Just on a new job, 3 weeks and in training. And Gellick starts answering before he reads my mind, my follower or my guide. So he's saying yes. Very prominent yes. Thank you, Gellick.
Kendra, I see your question.
You go down. Tell me where she's at. No. At the bottom. Question. Got it.
Yeah.
How can I connect better?
All right. So, wow. You're really deliberative about your work. SR Kish is what I'm getting. And I got a slow no. What I'm saying is, though, I think it's too soon to tell. What I got was, I don't know if you work in a place that's based on production solely, or if there is some element of autonomy that comes through in creativity. But what I'm hearing from this is more about an elevation for you of authority than anything else that you've had before in this area that you've worked in. If you've worked, and I'm feeling like you have, in this sort of job or this sort of environment. And I think you're trying to do something, and I'm getting a really good outcome for you. The 9 of Pentacles, which is about autonomy and which is about that exact thing. But what I am getting right now is the Devil reverse, which is about chronic, maybe workaholism, or he might be, when I read the question, I felt like it was more about, does this person like me than do they like my work? And then I got the 9 of Swords reversed. I think you're not a people pleaser, and I feel like it's more about for you because I got the Four of Swords, sitting in the energy of being restive or being rested as opposed to obsessing. And I feel like there might be some politics that you're already picking up on in this place, but in the past, you do get the Hierophant, meaning higher spiritual wisdom about what you should be doing. So I feel like you're in the right place. I'm just feeling like that autonomy that you deserve and you owe to yourself to have. You have it already. You have the ability. I don't know what type of job this is. Knight of Cups. You're going to be either helping people or in some capacity. I feel like the offer might be, or the thing that you're doing might be beneath in some way your skills or your credibility, but more important right now is your spiritual. You're doing this spiritually, I feel like, and that maps well with the Four of Swords because there is some healing in this job. I don't know how. So this is more about you than it is about the job, is what I'm hearing. King of Pentacles, which is how the situation extrinsically it's perceived. And I think it's about will I be able to hold on to the job? And I'm getting a strong yes to this, but I think the reason I got no, and it makes sense, or a slow no, actually it was a slow yes. It wasn't going like this. I just got a new pendulum. So I'm trying to remember when I calibrated this one yesterday, the reverse occurred, Denise, where no was yes and yes was no, but it was a slow. So Knight of Swords, this is when the ideal, your fear is that you're going to come on too strong, or the idea that you're going to be blowing in the wind for a while. But the outcome card that I got is the ultimate armistice card, peace, Ace of Cups. So let's worry about what you think of it, because I think it's more about your perception of it than it is about what he thinks of it. And I say you're going to do fantastically at this.
Otherwise, just relax and enjoy the new adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mine was swinging really wide.
That's it? Okay. Mine was going this way, which is the yes. I think. Wait a minute. What was it doing? Yeah, no, this is yes. This is no. It was a slight no, only because I don't think it was the right question, because the cards were much better than what my pendulum said. I think it's how you're reading it.
Yeah, because Gelly talks to me.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna get and what I'm thinking.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not easy for us either, you guys, to come out and tell you things that we.
No, it's not. And even the ones that are doing it en masse, who have a greater reach or that we're all subscribed to, when they're doing it, but they're doing it in a very tempered way.
Yeah.
Some of us are more blunt, but you know what's funny, Denise? I hate blunt. I've gone to readings in places with people one-to-one, not online, and they're blunt, and I can't take it. Or if I draw on myself, if I draw on myself, if I draw on myself, and I feel like, what are you trying to tell me, Dad? And what he's trying to tell me is the exact thing I already knew. Yeah. And I'm not doing anything about it. I'm like, no, I'm not going any forward with this reading. I'm putting it away. So we do fear it. I mean, I can speak for myself. I fear it when I read for myself.
Yeah. I don't even read for myself, believe it or not.
No.
No. Now I use my pendulum, but I use that for yes, no questions. And
SR, you're welcome.
I go to other people.
Yeah, I do. And I get nervous. I get nervous. And you would think I wouldn't, but I do. When I go online, I don't get nervous. But if you get me with my energy unbridled in front of someone, the guard is up. I think the guards come up, and it makes them easier to pick up on my negative energy. It makes it easier for them to read me. And that's what's so damn infuriating. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when you did a reading for me the other night, I mean, you were right on. And, I have a couple other of them that have done stuff, and they don't tell me roses and pudding pie. They tell me the truth, and it's a time I go, yeah, that's exactly, and I know it's a fault of mine. Now, how do I fix it? You
Yeah.
know,
Yep. Yeah. And I was watching, I'm not going to say who it was the other night, but it's someone I watch every Sunday night. So I think you guys can probably figure out calmest voice, the most soothing. And I tuned in for a second, and I remember hearing a week before it would be February. It was something that changed. He told me something changed in you because I asked about my new book coming out. He said you turned the corner in February where you just kind of, put it all in God's hands. Well, I tuned to him. And as I tuned to him, he was giving me the same person. And maybe he did feel that he was getting that February energy off them.
yeah.
And he was telling them something changed for you in February. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't know if he was telling the.
I mean, I gotta think so, because it's all in what we want to believe. If we resonate with that person, regardless of what they tell us, I think we would be more willing to hear the unvarnished truth.
Yeah.
Then they sometimes think. But when you're dealing with a mass audience, and it's not even about the money, I think it's more about the brief time that you have with them, as opposed to like a one-on-one reading. It's hard for them to be 100%
Oh yeah,
candid with you. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many variations in our life on a daily basis, and there's things that we don't know that's coming up
Mm-hmm.
that can change our decisions, whether we want to or not. We can have a path in life, but if our path in life gets a tree falling down in the middle of the road, well, now we got to stop and clear the tree out so we can continue on.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things like that we can't predict, but sometimes we can, but we can predict it, and then if it don't happen, that's better yet.
And that's true. Julie said a valid thing too. As a psychic, I don't like to hear that, because then if I'm wrong, but we can change it. I mean, that's why I'm a bigger believer in not free will, but fate,
Yeah,
because these are going to tell me what is going to happen with you, regardless of the free will choice you make. But ultimately, if you believe in free will, then you can change this. I would
yes.
think. But what
I
I'm
do
getting
my
is,
life. I
yeah.
do my life. That's how I have made decisions and then went, "Oh, why did I do that?" And then change, then went, okay, I got to apologize to this or that person or whatever the situation is. I got to fix it. And that's what I do then. So, Julianne Guthrie, Molson, am I going to get validation, confirmation of a lot of the things I uncovered in my investigation? Hmm.
Hmm. I'm not going to even ask what you're investigating, because I think that is wrong. We're just going to go based on the energy of the question. I heard no, but let me look at the cards and let me look what the pendulum says. This is a very broad question. Okay. Well, Archangel Michael is coming in for you. Page of Pentacles is about Archangel Michael. The conflict or the obstacle for you is the Three of Pentacles. I think this promise or this opportunity or this wish is sabotaged by some sort of, and this could be the investigation, some sort of darkness or some sort of contract that was broken. I don't know if there's something personal that you're looking for. Let me see here, but I feel like something's undermining it. People's own aspirations might be undermining it. Ten of Pentacles again. You're sitting in, is this about an investment or something, or some sort of goal you're trying to reach where somebody's hands are in this, but maybe you don't know their intentions fully, or you don't know if it was a contract signed prematurely. I feel like Six of Wands reversed. This doesn't have to be about defeat. It can be just about being seen I think in the past, this is why you investigated it, because things weren't being seen in the spotlight. And this does directly affect you because it seems like a life choice where money was involved or a great deal of something else is involved that you're looking to invest in or time. And then I got the Hermit reverse, which is the Light of One. And that's about not doing the work in the subconscious. You feel what I got more than energy was a paranoid feeling, like that somebody isn't telling you something. And in that collaboration, you feel like you're the one falling behind or being left out. Eight of Wands. So something is going to come in very fast for you. I'm hearing no. And the reason I'm hearing no is in the near future energy, something unexpected is coming in, and either it's about dotting your I's and crossing your T's to make sure it doesn't happen. So I don't think you're going to be disproven, meaning I think, actually, how did you ask this question? Am I going to get, I'm hearing more validation than confirmation, because there might be something underhanded going on or something you didn't expect, but it's not going to be exactly, because this could be something coming in a lot more rapidly than you think. That might inure to your benefit. So it might be good that you're investigating this, Julie. The Moon reverse, which is about something that's already happened or something that is in your subconscious that you've been thinking about, or it could be a month from now. The Hangman upright. This is affecting your perspective. The Ten of Pentacles energy that you're sitting in, and with the Moon, might be something you're looking at about your family or your genealogy. Yeah, family secrets and conspiracies. Yeah, I just saw that when I pulled this up. Hangman is, of course, a change in perspective. I feel like it's not like life or death, but I feel like it's important to know it, not for a monetary reason so much anymore as something tied to genetics or something about that. Four of Wands, yeah. So the foundation or the home, the hopes and fears is something's going to be changed within your family, or that unity that you thought you had with someone might be broken. And then in the end card, I got for you the Page of Cups reversed. This is about identity. Someone is not maybe who you thought they were, or someone is, it can be about ambiguous gender identity too. When it's reversed. So I'm hearing more confirmation than validation, because I don't think, when I'm hearing validation, you don't want to be right for the sake of being right. You want your suspicion either confirmed or the opposite of confirmed, denied, or not suspicious. A suspicion can't be denied, I guess, disproven. So the answer to your question is whatever the question was, the cards just answered. But let me run the pendulum with this too. Is Julie going to get confirmation or validation about what it is she's looking for? God of my angels, Julie, she takes the time to investigate, does her work thoroughly, Julie. Right now, she's in a bit of a quandary for all that there is that she's needing to look for. Sometimes the basis of things escapes us because we get trapped in our family lore. Is there going to be a confirmation of what Julie believes, or confirming her suspicions? I'm getting yes, and it's moving. Wow. What do you get? I should shut up. What do you get?
Yeah, I got yes before. Okay. No, I didn't. I haven't with her.
Okay.
It was the other one. I'll ask the pendulum. I already pulled my cards, but I'll.
Okay.
Kelly, can you answer yes?
I get a strong yes on this.
He's given me a strong yes, and I haven't even asked. But that's how he is. My whole family. Yeah. He's saying yes, Julie. You will get confirmation. And I mean, he's swinging big. So look at how. I'm holding my hand still. Yeah. So, and what I got in the cards was the first your current situation strong and you're self-assured.
Yeah.
You're a Queen of Wands. You're strong. And then I got in the second position of what's covering your problem is the Eight of Swords, and it's reverse, which is it's less insecure, letting go of damaged negative thinking. And then you have in the third position, moving forward, is the Seven of Pentacles. You're waiting for your harvest now. You have been putting in the time and the effort. Now you're waiting to reap the rewards from your investigation. And then in the fourth position, here's how it's developing, is the Seven of Swords reversed. Which way, when Seven of Swords upright is a thievery, sneaky crap. So, but reverse, we've got realizing self-deception. Secrets are coming out. When he's right side up, he's stealing and lying. But when he's reversed, his secrets are being shown. So you're going to be confirmed. Your confirmation. That's what I'm getting too. And collaborations, you got the Three of Pentacles at the end, which is the outcome of your question. Is your skills are going to be recognized, so you did a good job.
Yeah, the seven, like as she said, the Seven of Swords, it can be about reclamation, or it can be about something that was not stolen from you, but you're going to steal. High Mosaic Insight. So, in other words, if it is reversed, it can be self-sabotage. So I don't know in what position she got it, but
I got it in the fourth, it come how it's developing.
Okay. So foundational. Yeah. Okay. So
how it's developing.
Okay. Yeah.
And it says secrets will be coming out.
Yeah. You got to be careful though. Yeah.
Secrets are coming out. It may not be the secrets that you want to hear. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I don't know based on, it seemed like when she asked the question, it came across impartial. But when I looked in and I got with the pendulum a slight whatever, and actually in her case, it went like
mine just flew.
I almost feel like it's almost like, and I just heard the term barking up the wrong tree. She's kind of afraid, but I don't think she really is afraid because she seems to be rooted in the knowledge of it, because that's what
she's wanting to know the answer, whether no matter what it is. It's better to I would rather someone tell me the truth than lie to me. If you tell me the truth, I can deal with it. If you lie to me, now you got two strikes.
But what was interesting was she wasn't getting a lot of swords cards on my end. She was getting pentacles cards, which tells me she'll be able to handle it. If she were getting swords cards about ideas, and I did get the Hangman for her, which is about perception, that made sense. But when I wasn't getting like a lot of swords card, I feel like she already knows, I feel like, what this is going to be.
Yeah. So Kendra would like to know, how can I connect better during meditation? Any particular methods that would be beneficial? I smoke pot, and I'm not being facetious or anything. I'm telling you, because I'm a very high-strung person. That's why I have to take Lexapro every day. I've been through wars in my life and never been to a war. So, and it helps me, and I have chronic pain on top of it. And also my grounding mat. Oh my God.
Does that work? Yeah.
Yes, I was so afraid that it was just a scam or something. But I don't know if it's psychologically helping me or it really does, because I didn't have it plugged in for 2 nights during the transition of my bedding. And when I plugged it back in and slept on it that night, I woke up the next morning almost pain free because I wake up every day with pain. It's like when I sleep, it's like somebody's beating me all night long. And then when I get out of bed in the morning, I'm just hurting so bad.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's why I smoke pot and I eat gummies. So I have to. It's either that or take drugs, pharmaceutical drugs that are going to get me addicted. And to be honest, I don't want to get no addicted to anything. I can go without marijuana. So, um, anyway, that's why I smoke pot.
Kendra, were you ever in a relationship where things went south, either because of money or because someone was obsessed by you or something? And I also it's funny, you were talking about dreams. I did hear something about dreams, but you got for the near future the blank card. So I feel like this is a clean slate or a chance to start again. But the energy you're sitting in right now is telling me that it's like grounding energy, and it really is about divorcing that energy from someone else and getting more centered in what it is you're feeling. So what they're telling me is you're it's funny because you're on the cusp of something here. You're moving out of a certain what do they call it, a suite in the cards, Denise, like a
I'm sorry.
Nine of Pentacles, yeah, court card to a like a king card or whatever. You're
Like a
connected,
full house?
yeah, almost like that because
Like a
she's got
full
like
house?
4 pentacles here. No, 3, and um, I got a really, yeah. She said a toxic ex, yeah, and I'm getting the blank card, which means it hasn't been decided yet. I'm feeling like meditation right now is the challenge because there's so much going on steadfastly in reality, and it's about someone that was abusive. Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so that's what Archangel. What is it? Not Archangel Lucifer. Uriel. So High Priestess reverse, so secrets, or this can be ruling the moon card. And this is very loud energy. I feel like when you try to meditate, you just can't. That's coming in the hopes and fears, and you're afraid when you're doing it that you're going to fall out of it, which just makes it worse. So every time that you're in it, you come out of it like before you can even do anything.
I have the same problem, Jeff.
Yeah, and then seven of Pentacles. It's a lot of work for you.
It is. It's a lot of work for, yeah.
I'm thinking to slow. You said something, I think, about dreams maybe in the beginning of this.
She did. I was brainwashed, not changing my perception. Hold on, Kendra. Yeah, she did, Jeffrey. I have been a dream method that
I'm getting a sort of yes on trying to, before you go to sleep at night, the first thing I want you to do is to spend time not necessarily clearing your mind, because then it feels like a task. What they're telling me is when you wake up and you dream, start documenting it, because I feel like when you start documenting it, your catharsis of what you would get instead of what I get from meditation personally is a bubble, right? And that bubble lasts only for so long. Hi, Fatima. That bubble only lasts for so long, and then I have to do it again. So it's like by noon, all bets are off. It's worn off. What I'm hearing is the same thing goes on in your sleep, where you could be a really good psychic dreamer to clear all this stuff out in a way that meditation might not work for you. What I'm hearing is you've got to document it, because this card tells me there's some wisdom and strength there that is you can tap into, but right now there's sabotage going on. There's loud energy. It's almost like someone's screaming in your ear constantly, and it shouldn't be work, and it shouldn't feel like failing or that it's enough. Yeah, Kendra, like a dream journal or something like that, or even if it's in the day, a board. What do they call those boards? I don't know, like a wish board or
We used to, I know what you're talking about, when you put all
oh
your
my
different
God, yeah,
items on, you put
yeah.
your items on and stick it on the refrigerator. It's a vision board. It's
I almost feel
a way
like
to
in her
meditate.
mind is like boom, 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 boom.
That's
You
how
know,
mine is. It
yeah.
just never stops. I'll be talking, and next thing I'm on. I go to the kitchen 3 times to do this one thing. Because by the time I get to the kitchen, I forgot what I was going for. Then the cat needs something or the dog
Mm-hmm.
needs something.
Mm-hmm.
Then I come back and then I go, oh, I forgot this. So I go head back to the kitchen.
Hi, Fatima.
So it's
Yeah.
about 3 trips before I accomplish anything. ADHD. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
I'm
think
feeling. I
that's
also heard too something medically could be wrong to have that checked out, but it's really not easy right now. And one thing I want to say about that is, I used to get visions of things happening, and I still like when I got the hit about Israel before it was attacked, or when I got that Biden would get sick this year or whatever, or
Yeah.
I had to do some serious divination, and I get through my poetry and the books I write and the poetry that I come out with, which is a form of channeling. It's a form of divination. I do the same thing with all of you guys whenever I can. I sit and challenge myself. It's a
I
constant
noticed
meditation.
that.
Yeah.
I noticed
It's a
that.
constant meditation, but it's also something I've trained myself to do. But I have that natural ability. So, like when I'm sensing something or it's clairsentient or whatever, I'm standing in that. We all have those gifts, but we have to work on them. Okay. They don't come easily. And also with divination, too, that can drive the meditation through channeling. So, if you can write, you'd be surprised how helpful that can be, because we're all channelers, Kendra. We
I
are.
write also. Let me see. I've noticed that a lot about us card readers and stuff. A
Hi,
lot of us,
Rambling Rose.
we're writers and we're artists.
Yeah, we are. You
I know.
notice that a lot of people do that, whether it's from the, extremely, highly prolific drawer, Cash Patel. I mean, not Cash Patel, Cash Peters.
Cash
Let's get Donald Trump off the mind. Okay, so
Cash Patel must have done something really
that
crooked
could be
right
something.
now because he
Something's
copied
going on
your
right
mind.
now that I'm hearing.
Write that down so you look it up.
So I really think, Julie, I think there is some artistic ability there with you, and I don't know if you've tapped into it yet. But really, one of the things that I did, which was a form of meditation, is when I wrote my first book, I was writing constantly because it was easy. And I've stopped since doing that because I have enough to go through and reaffirm what I
Now you
have,
got to edit.
put it out there and sell it and whatever, and still do it. I don't know, Julie, if there isn't some part of you that is artistic you haven't tapped into, but I kind of feel like there is.
And it could be painting rocks.
Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, it could be anything. And before long you'll find your little niche.
Yeah.
All right. I wrote this back a few years ago. And it's in Uneven Terrain. It's on Amazon. But it's with a bunch of other writers. We wrote a bunch of stories. I belong to a group.
Oh my God, you've got to put them out. You've got to get them out. Because a lot of times they're prophetic.
So like
And
this
the word-
was
yeah.
published for I don't know how long ago. Not that long ago, because I've just been retired since 2014. So it's called The Longest Drive. Anyway, a lot of us write.
Can you hold that up again? I feel like I've seen that within the last week. Is that going around here?
I don't know. It's Uneven Terrain.
Terrain.
Uneven Terrain. Yep.
Julie is artistic, by the way.
And it's okay. That helps you a lot. Computer graphics. I've always wanted to learn that because I went to college for graphic art. This is with the midmichiganwritersgroup.com is what I.
Okay.
And I was doing that, and then COVID hit. everybody's life went to hell after that.
COVID really showed me that was, I had written about 10 or 15 years before that. So I had a lot of stuff written on paper, right? So it was so fun to go through it, and that formed the basis of the first book. And then the second book, my dad was dying within. So I would come home every night and I'd be writing during the second book I put out, which is some good writ. This new book is basically an extension of the second. The only difference is there's stuff about tarot in here where I was on Thomas's channel, Tarot Your Ways channel, and he was teaching every week a different card. And we would I would channel what the card meant to me after the lesson, right? So some of those, I've got about 7 or 8 poems in there that are about those things, and I want to do the next book all around the tarot. So believe me, Julie, yeah, if there's one thing I should see practicing is drawing people. I see mediumship. Exactly. And that comes back to what I was saying before about sometimes it takes 2 things of divination from channeling, and I'm getting a chill on this from you. Practicing drawing people, 1, and then mediumship and channeling, then the Akashic. So it comes from the art you have, right? And that's why I think art is a moment etched in time that is transcendent. So it helps you.
I guess I got to turn the light on. I pulled an oracle card for you, Kendra, and it's Keeper of Abundance. The sun creates enough energy in a single day to run all the machines on the earth for 1,000 years. Read that again. The sun creates enough energy in a single day to run all the machines on the earth for 1,000 years. That's the universe you live in. And you are as worthy a recipient of that energy as any tree, plant, or animal. The tree of your soul is ever reaching down into the dark root system of mystery and up into the sun of abundance. True abundance isn't a plethora of things. It's a wealth of energy and resilience. It's the ability to get back up after a failure, the ability to believe in yourself when no one else seems to, the ability to shine again after the rain of trauma and crisis, and like the trees to reach ever skyward. And I thought
it's a real challenge right now because the collective energy is poor. It's piss poor. And it's hard to get back into yourself, but we all owe it to ourselves and the collective to be grounded. But the challenge is, how do you do it when basically your government is waging war against you? I mean, they have been for 40 years, though. We could be in late stage fascism right now. We could be in early stage fascism. In fact, I'm going to read on that at some point.
Yeah, especially since we don't even, we've never experienced it.
Nothing really is changing. It's just more in your face now. Okay. So it's like,
and we have enough trouble.
Yeah, we have enough trouble, and you don't need to be in a position. Whoever asked this question, I think it was
Kendra. I'll be ready.
Julie was expressing what she has. But I think more than anything right now, it's more about doing those things because, we are creative beings that spark a light that when we go somewhere else, we're light beings, okay? And that means we can put out art. It sounds really stupid, but it's true. If you can't meditate, even when you're creating art, you're meditating because you're healing yourself. And that's why
I don't beat myself up over the fact that I can't sit there and meditate like some people do and go into a deep meditative
state.
Yeah. But like when I shower, I envision light coming through my head, and then everything is washing out of my, through my body into the drain and washing it away into the sewers.
Yeah, I what I do is I scream. That's because you're not only cleaning off the energy that you've had built up,
Uh-huh.
and that you've taken on. And that's why, we do all these things with Palo Santo and clean the energy before we read and whatever and after. And then what I do is chant, and I chant for each chakra a different song, a different, it's a Sanskrit chant. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And one thing I will notice is if my subconscious is telling me that one chakra, and I've done this in personal readings with people, I don't know, I can't read their energy, but I tell them if when they're going into their own energy, they see a chakra moving in the back, meaning in reverse, and one's moving forward. If it proceeds in the order of your chakras from, the earth star chakra to your, the one up here, then there's a problem if they're out of order or one is moving backward or you see a lot of black in one. So in other words, for instance, if your more prurient desires are coming through, because to me, the sun chakra is about what we do, not what we feel. I have seen some people represent it on these channels as how you feel, but I think that's more the sacral chakra. So if you're sacral chakra and you're constantly fixated, say on sex, or you notice something where I've talked about this before, what you're doing is more clear than what you're feeling, or you know what I mean? You've got to really look at what you're jumping into, what you're doing, and how it's being informed by what you're not seeing in that part of yourself where you're not feeling what you need to, because then everything else is out of whack. Because once you get from those lower level chakras and going into the heart chakra, it's all serious business, you guys. It's so serious.
You see Judith?
Yeah. Hi, Judith. Yeah. And then I saw Rambling Rose ask a question about that. Yeah.
I just wanted to show you what Judith had said, though.
Judith is so kind to me. She's so kind.
So she's been drawn to learn tarot and the runes. Will I rearrange with my psychic self that I left behind in childhood? I don't know. I would. I don't know. I'll ask Gellick. He's my Gellick. Did I ever tell you who Gellick is?
No, you got to tell that story.
Oh, do y'all want to hear a story? Us tarot readers are good at stories too. Can you tell? Gellick Rinpoche was born in Tibet and to a Buddhist family, and his father was in the Buddhist temples and stuff. I don't know what he did, but I don't know what it was, his father. But Gellick at 3 years old was taken by monks, and he was raised in a monastery as from 3 years old on up, because he was a chosen one. And I used to have his biography, but I've lost it over the years. I actually knew Gellick. I cleaned his house for 2 years in Ann Arbor, Michigan, back in the 90s. And I didn't follow his religion. He was just my friend. I mean, I cleaned his house, and so it was cool. I mean, we would sit and drink coffee and watch the news and talk world events, and and he always thanked me for being a friend, because he never got his followers, he couldn't talk to them like he did me. So anyway, that's how Gellick, and he was a real Lama. He's on YouTube. Actually, if you go to Jewel Hart and look up Gellick, and all of his recordings are still there from when he did, when he would speak around the world. And after he passed away in 2017 at the age of 86. And recently he came to me, and my daughter did. And after I got through cancer, back surgery, shoulder surgery, this was in a sling, and then I fell down and broke my right arm. So I got the left arm in a sling, and the right arm is just hurting really bad. I didn't know I broke it. The doctor told me. That's why the pain thing. I break stuff. My pain tolerance is so high, I can't even tell when I'm break bones. So Anyhow, that's Gellick, and so he's always with me, and he's a lot of fun to be with. He loves the pendulum because he can talk. Because Gellick was a very big talker. So if you go to the website there, you'll find his recordings, and he's a little hard to understand, but you learn how to listen to him. Okay, that's my
Okay. So Ramblin' Rose, I heard something. Uh, uh, any other rose or whatever, a rose by any other name, just the same or whatever. I got a few things going on here when I drew these cards, and I don't know necessarily if you have a health problem or a bad diagnosis or something that was impeding your ability to get in touch with your guides. I almost feel like there might have been something in your family that discouraged this type of mysticism, or you might have been thought of as a sore thumb or something for having it, because the gifts are definitely there. I'm going to tell you why. In the back of this, and I'm doing this a different way. This is in your past card. There was the world, which is the portal to the next thing, or that thing that should have happened by now that hasn't. What's been there, okay? But the current energy that you are in, and you got the moon card too, which is the psychic card. I'm getting there. I'm getting chills on this. 7 of Cups, illusion or delusion. I feel like you might have been in a place where you might have come from money or a lot of money, or you came from a scenario where making money and making ends meet kind of got in the way of everything, and you declared war on yourself. You weren't kind enough to yourself, because I got the Ace of Wands reversed, right? It's a hope and fear. And I kind of feel like if you go into these tarot and runes, you're engaging in the psychic is going to find out what you were left behind, or what unconsciously you're trying to find out about yourself. Because and I'm going out of order for a reason, but I should tell you the story. So let me slow down. I got the 7 of Cups energy, which is trying to choose that one thing out of all the things in life. And maybe there was once an addiction or compulsion. And then I got the swords card reversed, the 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords again. So there's this idea of disharmony between what you're feeling and what you want to feel, and what plans have laid out for you in life. This can be a bad diagnosis card where you're trying to get away from something. It's just stagnation. This can be, again, not making the right choice, or finding that the choices are limited, but they never were, because the 10 of Pentacles was there. I feel like you could study what you wanted to. I feel like your family gave you the foundations of things, but there are things that you're not seeing about them. Because up top, you know what you got in your subconscious energy is the 6 of Wands. So there can be a victory from this, but I feel like the victory is going to come from what you're going to discover. So please be careful when you write something like left behind in childhood, be careful what you wish for, because I did get a lot of abundance, but the roses do have thorns on them. Okay. The moon, secrets. Okay. So again, it's there. You'll do it. You're gonna do it. The 7 of Pentacles was your end card. It may not feel like enough though. So I don't want you to come out of it feeling like you let yourself down, because I feel like this journey's only begun. The other thing is Temperance or balance, which is, I think, Sagittarian energy. This energy tied to the other energy that I got from you for the 10 of, which is Mercury in Virgo. There's this really high knowledge and perfectionistic quality that you have that might get in the way of getting there. But put the weapons of war down. Don't view this as a fight to do it. In other words, it's the same thing with the meditation. Don't feel like you're not making progress because you're not a textbook learner with this. I feel like you have the ability naturally. And then at the end, as I said, the Ace of Wands came in reversed. I feel like the struggle to prove yourself professionally or do something professionally or raise a family got in the way of this. So my answer to you is yes, you have the ability. I'm not even going to pull the pendulum, but what I am going to say is be careful how you go about doing this, because I feel like you're looking for something that you know already is there, is what I'm hearing. And I got confirmation of that in my left ear. I'll shut up now.
I like the way you can ramble. I'm too. I'm chop, 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 and you're like, you just go on and on. And
Yeah, I
I
feel
love
like there's a story in the cards. Like I really do. And sometimes Lenormand is better because Lenormand is a fortune deck for me anyway. It's like a yes, no type of thing, which is a lot of these questions tonight. But if I'm reading on the energy of the person, I can go back more and maybe
Yeah.
try to feel like what they're really asking, because I feel like tonight it's about energy more than it is about, well, will I get this by then or will I have this by then? I feel like it's more about the spiritual, and it's when you're reading the energy of a question, you want to pull tarot. That's what I think. Yeah.
Well, I do live readings at local, and I'm setting this room up here that I'm in right now because it's on the front of my house and I live in town, and I'm going to set it up for local readings because I have I've been getting more and more requests locally to do readings, and I've been going to the store and setting up doing readings. So I'm just going to kind of like focus more here at home because I don't want to go out, to be honest with you. I don't have nothing there. I didn't leave nothing out there.
There's not enough money to go out.
No,
I mean, to go out and do and have fun and do those things. I mean, even if you're not a drinker anymore,
go out to dinner. To just go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Is getting, and you can't blame the stores for goodness. No. Restaurants, I mean, they gotta pay the utilities.
Yeah.
And when people don't realize, and when I tip reasonably. I'm not a big tipper. Not anymore. I'm retired. When I was a bartender, oh hell yeah, I used to tip.
Oh yeah.
And when you're a bartender and you're used to, and you go out and you tip well. Oh, thank you. I like working with you too, Judith Anderson. He's like my son. Where were you at? I seen it here. Here we go. Thank you, Judith. See that?
Yep, I did. Kendra, I'm going to show you something, even if you can't see me right now. Hold on. Boom.
Where are your books? Sorry, I missed that. Oh, Kendra's asking about your books. All of a sudden I got really hot and started sweating. That's why I was doing that.
There's an intensity right now. There's a climax, not in a sexual way here, but there almost is like this feeling like she's on the cusp of something. Yeah.
Right here on the back, I just broke out like right through here, and I'm right down my back, and it's only 50 degrees outside. There you go. Under Jeffrey. Okay.
So,
heck, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. We got to get your take on this too, on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that she's, what about the meditating, what I do is like also in the shower, I was telling you earlier about in the shower. So she could try that.
Yep.
Where am I at? You covered it so well. I can pull some cards. But not used to doing all this.
You hear Judith wrote you, that was my hug coming through to you.
My hug coming through. Aww.
Thank you, Ramblin' Rose. Check them out. Third one's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've got to start editing, but I spent 3 years between surgeries and recoveries. It takes a long time to recover from cancer and everything else. I feel positive, y'all. I really do. I feel that even though it's a lot of doom and gloom, I think we're coming to the end. I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a semi, you know, coming at you.
Yeah.
I do believe it is. I really do feel it, and I
I
haven't
think
felt
for
that way for
humanity, I think for humanity in general, but I
uh-huh.
think some of us may have to sacrifice or be sacrificed. Some of us that are on this planet now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. I've just really cut back on a lot of stuff. Neuro runs in the family, so our brains are probably wired. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know my brain is just, and I see it in my grandkids too.
Yeah, and of course, there's that psychic bond between people where you know what the other person's thinking. And it's weird because even though I haven't lived with my uncle my whole life, I can know what he's going to say and how he's going to say it, which is strange. Yeah.
I've been with my dog for over 13 years now, and she don't bark. She just goes to the door and looks at me. If she wants something to eat, I don't even, she don't bark. I just know. We've been together so long, it's like I can read my dog's brain. It's weird. Telepathy. You have? Kendra said she's listened to telepathic tapes. It's a 9-year. Julianne says it's a 9-year, the collective. Oh, that's right. It is. Take care of one another. Well, some of us do it naturally. We just take care of people. I would probably be better off financially if I wasn't caring. But you know what? I don't care. Money don't mean that much to me. I just want to have food and a roof over my head.
That's the thing I'm most concerned about it. The more we're frightened about it, the worse it will be.
Yeah, as long as I got a roof over my
Yeah.
head and I have my entertainment, because I worked 45 years and I'm very happy to stay home. I've already been out there through the highways and the byways. I know what's out there. So,
Yeah. And again, too, there's that sort of nesting feeling that I think we're all having right now where we need to be doing that. Even if we are inward or introverted, there's nothing that repairs that more for us who are seeds where I don't know. I just kind of feel like when we're outside right now, I feel more alone than I do when I'm on doing this because I don't feel like the world has awoken to anything yet. I feel like, and there's not an attempt to. Something's really going to have to slap them over the head to do that, and I feel like we're doing that here. So to take care of one another, we do it here, but I feel like I'm doing it here as part of the world to heal. But if I'm outside, I don't feel like I can do it. In fact, I want to crawl back inward the more I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like to go out. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm happy. That's my motto is love, light, and happy, makes you laugh. It's just, I have my dog and my kid. Also, when you get older, shit don't matter. We don't, I used to worry about what my kids thought, what my spouse thought, or is my yard nice enough so my neighbors don't complain. I was always worried about everybody else.
I do that still. I'm 50 and
I got 20 years on you. I'm 69.
You're 69?
Yeah, I
I
look good
mean,
for 69. I
I
have
do have, because as
probably my
children, we're taught to know our place and what to say and what not to say. And then that can hobble us as we get older, because if we were either, I'm not saying I was abused, I wasn't, but if you're put in a position where you're, seen and not heard, and it wasn't that extreme for me, but if you were in a position where you couldn't express stuff for fear of not retribution, but for being judged or being told to be quiet, or when you were told or asking for things and you were told to shut up,
you're
then yeah,
that
it gets harder. And then that thing, you don't, you. And that's how my parents were raised. And, their parents coming from a wartime scenario, and then they went into a baby boom scenario where everything kind of changed. It was looking to be more helpful,
my
more
parents
giving,
grew up.
more accepting, right? So those energies collided, and then we kind of had a callback to that, in the 90s, where people that felt they couldn't be hateful and whatever, and that's kind of where we are right now. So it's kind
My
of
my parents actually grew up through the recession. Jeff, my father was born in 1897.
Mhm.
My mother was born in 1915. So my parents grew up through the recession. They survived it, so we grew up
Mhm.
poor, and when my dad retired, we lived on a World War I pension, which I think was $37 a month, and his Social Security, which I think was $150 a month or something, and the four
Wow.
of us lived on that. So I went to work at a very young age, and at 14, he threw me out, told me I had to go out and do it on my own. So, yeah. So I think, it makes us tougher. It makes us, like, what are you going to do to me? Kill me?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. Um,
Ask a question. What are you going to say? No or yes? I mean, but when I was young, I was afraid. I was scared, and also, I think my spiritual level has reached a level like, I asked Allie,
yeah.
and I asked her the other day, because this is something I'll ask you too. Um, I have three guides, and it's Nancy Ash, who was a childhood friend of mine, and she passed away when we were in our 30s. And then my daughter Catherine, who died in 2012, is my other guide,
I'm
and then
sorry.
Bellic. So, but all of a sudden, 2 nights ago, well, I see them all. They're with me all the time. They line up to my right, and Nancy and Kathy both all of a sudden showed up with angel wings, where before that they never had any wings.
Huh.
Have you
I'm
ever heard?
wondering if the work you've done has helped to give them that, is what I'm hearing. Something
Okay,
you've done has helped to do that.
that's what Allie thought. She thought, well,
Oh,
maybe
she
it's.
did? Oh.
She thought that maybe it's, and because I was supposed to be in class tonight, but I want to be with you instead. Huh. I chose you over my classmates.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You feel important now,
Now I
Jeffrey?
feel really important.
You
I hope
should.
I don't let you down.
You haven't. You never do. I've watched you. You just never knew. I was watching you from a distance.
Oh my God. I never knew that.
No, see, I'm a lurker.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm one of those
I
lurkers.
like the lurkers. Except when you open a show, Denise, and it's the first person you see, then they swipe away.
Oh no,
That I don't like lurkers.
I just you all don't know. So
I
anyway, no,
keep
I've been and my Saturday night shows are just laid back, do what we want to talk about. If we if people have questions we answer, please give me him or Ken. Two faces. What?
Yeah, I have a crush on both of those people right now. Mark Carney and Adam Kinzinger are
Oh,
both cancers, and I mean Pisces,
I
and
see.
so is the other one that I like, Andrew McCabe. He's a Pisces too, the one that was fired because he couldn't get his pension, and then he had to go back. Yeah,
That
it
pissed.
depends on the day who I'm feeling more horny for. Like right now, that's where I'm at.
Oh
Ask
God.
me tomorrow and ask me 3 hours from now. It'll be David Pakman again, or ask me 3 hours back. David
See, and that's what I like
Pakman.
about Saturday. And all my shows are not child shows. I haven't nothing I do.
Nothing. Yeah.
No, I don't do anything for children because I have a potty mouth. I do. I have a potty mouth. I mean, my mother swore like a trooper. I mean, my mom, that's how I was raised. And I was the youngest out of 8 kids.
Whoa. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
She wants to join your channel, I think. Or if she's on it, she wants to make sure she is.
Okay. Mine, I'll type it all. It's just Denise Fletcher Tarot. I'll just do it. DENIFLETCHARTART. There. How's that? Yep. Hey, if we can't have Saturday nights, that's what we're supposed to. Hey, we're not out partying, drinking, doing drugs, chasing the opposite sex.
Although tonight I was convinced. I might have the whole gummy now.
Okay.
I haven't had a gummy in months. So
see, some people can't handle it.
Yeah, the further away I get from it, the harder it is to handle it. And then I have a panic attack, and I never used to unless I re-embrace it. Because ever since my dad died, he was my drinking buddy. He was the only one, and that's why the books are informed by a lot of those stories. So I have a panic attack after, because now I have to be in my right mind to take care of myself, whereas I didn't before. My mother's still alive, but she's got the same sort of mental issues that I have, although we are both kind of mental. So when she reads my book, she's like, because a lot of it is about her interfacing with my father and how it affected me. And like, she doesn't really want to hear about it. And the way I portray her in my description at Amazon isn't the most flattering, but that's how I see it. But I still love her. But we go for months without talking. And then all of a sudden, like, we'll be emailing Denise, and then we'll stop emailing, and I will have sent her something, and then she just won't talk to me. I don't disapprove as much of her new husband, but I think he's part of it.
Yeah.
He's part of that wedge when I've read on it. And I took it down because I didn't think it was appropriate to be portraying my mother. It's not like a floozy energy or anything, but it was a Lenormand energy. A story that was confirmed by the Order of the Cards about what he did in 1997 when they were still married, which, even though there were problems and it takes two to tango, he's not the most ethical person based on the cards that I got. So I took it down because I felt it's disrespectful to me. It's disrespectful to my mother. That's still my mother, and she had to make a choice for herself to be happy. But I have to make a choice for myself now without my father, how I'm going to deal. And it was a conscious decision to be more in my right mind more of the time. And that's where I think my psychic abilities grew more, because I wasn't so much but I was into the political tarot reads until I got the ability, well, not the ability to read personally. When I could do it for myself, I then began to do it for others. But it was a greater gratification to do, and I still sometimes hit it with political reads, but it's a greater gratification when somebody tells me, yes, there was a candy cane at this time, or there was a vibrator in this, I'm just being, I'm being absurd, but I'm being, you know what I'm saying? So
because
yeah,
you read for me the other night, and I kept finding you were hitting.
Of course, you can ask another question, Julie. I don't know if anyone else asked anything recently. I haven't been looking. I know Kiki Law might have when she came in, but I can't remember. I don't think she did. I know Judith hasn't yet, but
Okay. I'm trying to teach this person how to join YouTube and to access he's been calling me for 2 days. So he just texted me. I think he texted a while ago, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention. How do you explain to someone I just told him to sign up to YouTube, but I don't think he signed up. He's
so
trying
Julie does have a question, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Your channel.
I'm sorry, Julie. I started and everything. I'm sorry. I started and didn't even answer it. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. When you join YouTube, I had an email account. So I don't know. I joined YouTube in 2009, I think, or 12 or 14. I know it's been over 10 years. I don't remember. So he's good. I told him to come on and so he could talk with us before I did a live reading for him, because I want him to know my style, because my style is not for everybody. But I'm a storyteller. When I'm like you, when I do it front one-on-one with a card reading, I do a full Celtic and then I keep expanding, and it's like a story. But on here I don't. So. All right. See, Grandpa.
This is more of a Lenormand question. I've got to pull that out. I'm hearing the word telephone in a game of telephone here, Julie. And what I was seeing firstly with this was, those phone operators, the dispatchers or whatever, where they would push the buttons and from those phones of yonder, if that's even the right word. I'm hearing something about that, but I need the Lenormand to read this. Okay. Oh, Western Union. Okay, now I know. Western Union, the telegram thing. I heard telephone. I didn't know what I was like Western Union, and then it finally dawned on me. Okay, just now. Was this during the time of McCarthyism by any chance? Unless you're too young to know what that is. Okay, so I feel like your grandfather had secrets. He wasn't an open book. I got the Lenormand of this, which is an open book with death. And his death wasn't really, his death might be shrouded in mystery for you still too. I don't know. Hold on a second. He died with a lot of wisdom. There were things he knew that he carried to his grave that if they were sent to somebody, they would probably be revelatory. I'm getting a yes, perhaps, on this. Let me just finish this. He was devoted to the idea of protecting a secret, maybe. And you can tell me more about that. This is a book of secrets or the law or, and then there was with him, he died, right? Because I got the coffin next to it. He died with secrets that were also, what do you call it? Nuggets of wisdom. Okay. And then I'm looking to what these cards are knighting to. And in the center is this ivory tower where you could see the whole world around it. And then the parapet up top but the tower is a government card. And that is tied to your CIA thing. I'm getting a strong yes on this. This could be a verdict or something, or a message. The letter, as Marie's table says, she will tell you that a letter versus a message are two different things, meaning a letter is directed exactly to someone, whereas a message could be, you know what I mean, more general. I feel like this is probably the case. And then I get the clouds, shrouded in mystery, something around your grandfather's death where they were trying to sweep something under the rug about the ties and the things that your grandfather might have known, and or the things that he might have known about Walt Disney. I feel like there's some corruption going on here too, because the first thing I heard, why, I don't know, because I don't know how old your great grandfather was and how long he worked in this sort of arena, because usually they can't talk about it afterward, but things came together really quickly with the star card. So these secrets and these things that you want to pin something on, there is a lot of knowledge there. I'm going to go with yes on this. But let me throw the pendulum in this too, to see. If I get a no, I still think there's something going on here. Your story is more interesting than, no offense to you, the way I think you wrote it. I think there's more in here that you're not telling us. Because look at how it's worded. Was my great grandfather, I don't even know what the OSS is. I know what the CIA is. Through his communications positions. What does that mean? Usually you think of someone in the CIA, right, who's hiding secrets or has secrets. So I feel like there is something there, something furtive that she's not saying. Or the way the question is written is oblique for the sake of being oblique, because it could be really dangerous or interesting, or let me just see. God of my angels, Julie's great grandfather, the one about whom she's asking, never near, never far. Yet those secrets could be damning. They could come out, and yet leaving a lot of people like me stammering. I'm getting yes. It's going back and forth. I'm not getting a no on this.
Working in communication.
I don't know what you're asking, though, specifically.
He sounds like he was a spy, Jeff.
Yeah, but
Right down here.
I got a lot of secrets. And if you got like the Page of Swords in a reading or something, reverse, that could be, or upright, that can be media energy. It could be energy of a spy. It could be a whistleblower. Let me just see what she said. He didn't actually work, but was he an operative working? I don't know what that means. I feel like I got the part about Disney. I think there's a yes to that. MK Ultra. Did they have MK Ultra back then? I'm thinking of now I'm thinking of Truth Warrior Terrio when you
want this one? This is the one you were talking about? Through his communication position with Western Union.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm even getting anything right on this, Julie, but I feel like the part about the spy bit from the cards I got. The other part of I don't understand, through his communications position with Western Union. I'm getting the Walt Disney connection, but I feel like there's something you're not telling me distinctly about the, was my great grandfather. Are you asking if he was in the OSS CIA, or are you acknowledging the fact that he was in the OSS CIA and then writing after that, through his communications position, he didn't actually work? Okay. I'm getting that he got something though. And I don't know if he was supposed to get it, but he took something to his grave, or if he died young or died as a result of something that he didn't know and didn't have the protection, that could be a possibility too. He used Western Union job. That was a cover. Was the job a cover? Again, it looks to me like CIA energy. Yes, I'm getting that. And it was a very dangerous position that he was in. I don't know if Walt Disney was in any way tied to the McCarthy era, as I said in the beginning, where this had to do with, like, kind of like the thing we're going through now with the media, where people were, shipped abroad if they were Japanese or, trying or kind of predates the whole Nixon scandal. I'm getting yes from those Lenormand cards in the way they're knighting.
Yeah.
Julie, how did you find out about all this? Is that like a story you were told, or Disney was involved with the OSS? He was. What does the OSS stand for? Am I gonna have to Google it?
Operative Secret Service.
Was it? Okay.
I think that's what I would think it is.
So,
OSS,
so
Operative
now,
Service.
so now I'm wondering if Disney was a double agent.
During the wartime, this is my investigations. So that's what she's been investigating about.
Oh, okay. Do my cards make sense though, Julie? The answer I got? Because I'm not really entirely 100% certain as Denise saw when she was posting them for me what your question exactly meant. But I feel like somebody here was a double agent.
Oh, here she put OSS was before
CIA. Okay. Disney is your cousin?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. That could be why I got the love
My
card.
cousin's Jack the Ripper. No.
Well,
I'm just teasing. No, he might be.
I mean, even then, there's something really intriguing about that story. We'll have to
I know.
Time or have Julie on or something, because I'm just
Yeah.
like, whoa. Hi, Elise, or hi, Elsie. Sorry. Hi, Elsie.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Actually, Elsie, just a minute. I haven't even. Julie, do you need an answer from me? I think Jeff pretty much covered everything. I don't know what I could give you anything more on that. That's fascinating. That'd make a great story book. Could you imagine that as a
That's amazing.
Yeah, could you imagine that as a oh, a movie that's true. It starts with a D. Oh my God, I hate that. And all I can think is alternative. It's not. Okay. What the hell?
He's still with you. I don't know if he necessarily passed completely. Meaning, I don't know. Hi, Janet Lee. Janet Lee is finishing up part of the story for, I think, Julie. Okay, Elsie, Chris. I'm hearing something about an open panel, and I don't know if it was like a secret panel or something, or seller that was involved in a lot of his life. But give me 1 second here. Wow. Oh, okay. I think you're getting along better now than you did when he was alive. Or you're less in control than you were. In other words, what I'm seeing here is this: one of you is less happy than you were when they were alive or are still alive or whatever. But that's why I don't think your brother is completely at peace and free. I'm going to tell you why. I got the Queen of Swords reversed, which it can be about justice or not justice. It can also be about the media, and it can also be about imbalances as far as an abuse of power. Then I get the Strength card as the challenge to that, which in reverse is like the opposite of not in continuous improvement, continuous de-evolution. I don't feel like somebody has moved on here, but the card that you were sitting in, okay. And by the way, it was the Queen of Wands, not the Queen of Swords. So what I meant was either fever, some sort of typhoid, I'm hearing fever, or some sort of death through either attrition or some sort of disease that kind of robbed him or abused his body. If he either abused his body in some sort of involuntary way. And then the Queen of Swords did come in the energy that you're sitting in. So the strength to know and the strength of the imbalance, I think, of the relationship is what I was seeing in the beginning. Meaning, when I told you he needed to be free, he can't be free because he knows how destroyed you are with this. There's almost like this guilt energy that you didn't do enough to either help him or be in a position to embrace all of his idiosyncrasies, or and then the moon reversed. So you already kind of know subconsciously this can be about something that already happened, but you already know the connection between why you're asking me he's at peace because you're not. And then I got the Nine of Swords, you're up at night or chronic. You try to take your mind off of it. There's never any time that you do. It's like 24/7 nonstop. And then Six of Wands. So it reversed. So I'm hearing he's not at peace because you're not at peace. And also I'm hearing there's something here about guilt or feeling like there was an abuse of authority or power or something that wasn't even handed in the investigation about his death that you can't free yourself from, ergo he can't. And then I'll do the pendulum and I'll shut up. And all right, Elsie, what? His body had been cremated. He wasn't happy. So no foul play. I do feel guilty that I couldn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting any sort of like thing perpetrated on him, but I'll ask that with the pendulum. But I do feel that like maybe instead of helping him, which you always were trying to do, I feel like I'm just going to say it didn't help. It was the type of thing where he was past the point of being able to have things explained to him. And I don't know if that was a mental cerebral deficiency, but let me just ask, did anything untoward happen? I'm getting no on that. Actually, no, I'm not. This is yes. Something might have been foul about this. You did say, I mean, let me throw cards on that end of it. Let's see if I can get any idea of what that might be. I didn't sense that. Did you? I mean, Marshall mental abuse by his spouse. Okay. And when you say Marshall, do you mean like, did she have police training? Marital. Okay. Oh. We have to. Oh yeah, we have to know typos through our psychic powers too.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just throw cards on it. So Nine of Swords again, upright. It could be alcoholism, or it could have been someone roofied him or something. This is a harsh judgment. This is an apocalypse card, a very sudden, an ending that had been coming though, based on actions. And then I get the King of Wands, which isn't necessarily justice. It's someone who's in their proper authority. I feel like it was investigated properly, but I feel like either he overdosed, or someone took too much, or someone gave him something, or
I don't know, kitty kitty.
he and someone else both had drug problems, and inadvertently that might have been the thing that was untoward here. They were both hurting each other. Because the judgment reversed is an apocalyptic card, but it also can be a harsh judgment. Nine of Swords, this can be some sort of obsessive or compulsive thought. And then the King of Wands, it was kind of like, let's go out, let's go out, let's go out, let's go out, or something. I don't know. I feel like someone was, I get that maybe, because the King of Wands, if it were reversed, could be a despot, almost like the Emperor card, but it's upright. So I'm kind of like, I'm feeling like, yeah, like what you said, it might not have been investigated enough, because I'm not getting anything in the cards that explains that to me, that it was. But there was definite abuse there. I got that, Elsie. You heard what I got before, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't rule it out. And I saw what the cards did, the pendulum did. It went like this, which was a yes for me. And I think I drove Denise off her own channel. I wouldn't shut up. Be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be right back.
No. Remember what I told you earlier? I go to the kitchen 3 times and forget I've been there twice and I still haven't taken my night medication. Oh, well. Okay. I pulled cards. And this is your current situation regarding how you feel about your brother. Moving from turmoil to calm. It's coming. It's losing someone, family close to you it's difficult, but it gets easier. It really does. It gets easier. I'm in Eastern time zone, Julianne. Sidetracked. Problematic. I got the Magician reverse, which is I don't know, problematic, going in the way, causing delays. It this way it's magic. It's positive. Everything is positive. This way here, not so positive. Something happened. There was some manipulation to him. And then I also got the Queen of Wands. Mine was what was moving forward. Did he used to get easily bored? Did he have trouble with self-esteem? When the Queen of Wands is upright, she's everything we want to be, or well, some people do. Personally, I don't care. Oh Lord. Huh. So the Queen of Wands is reverse is how I got her. And I don't know, was he? Let me see. I gotta see if she was he kind of depressed? Did he have problems with self-esteem? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. Do you ever just talk to him, Elsie? Do you ever just talk to him? I bet you if somebody had a recording in my house, they'd think I was freaking nuts because I talk to the dog and the cat and myself, and I talk to my spirits. They want to be talked to. I mean, that's all right. Just talk to him. And maybe when you're talking to him and let him know that you don't, you know, everything's okay and you're doing fine, but you just want to make sure he's okay, and he is. Because the Queen of Pentacles came right up next to the Queen of Wands, so he was. I would say his emotion was the Queen of Wands reversed, but I think you're the Queen of Pentacles. You were the one that was down to earth and centered, and I think he looked up to you.
I think she tried to talk him out of stuff or talk about ways of thinking of things in a different way. I'm thinking though that one of their energy, he hasn't been freed yet because he knows she's still torturing herself over it.
Yeah, and because
I
he
mean, I
had
don't know what you got. I don't want to speak for you, but
right.
that's what I'm feeling.
Well, it's good. No, and then the outcome is it was a rash conclusion. He did I did, Jeff, she says.
Okay.
I how old was he? He was young, wasn't he? Maybe in his 30s,
I got
20s or 30s?
really like even 20s
That's
or
what I was thinking.
late teens, early 20s.
Yeah. I think whatever rash conclusion, I think what happened was something just happened and it didn't work out the way 30s, she says.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, 30s, yeah. And that's what I kept picking up, 20s, 30s. It's funny, I can usually get that. Not always, but oh, my dog. Can you hear her? Why
What's her
would
name? What's her
my
name?
dog? Oh, my dog's name is Matilda.
Oh, it's beautiful. How old is she?
She'll be 14
Wow.
August 4th.
Is she a little
2000.
dog?
Yeah, she needs
That's
to
what I
go.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Then I have to let her back in after. Because she's old and she can't get up the steps. I'm coming. Here I am. Okay.
Judith, I saw your question, so I'm going to wait since it's her channel. Well, no, I can read on it. Hold on. Let me read on it now.
I'm sorry.
You know I know how difficult you are to read for. I think it's because you're so strong. There are walls there because there have to be, but let's try this. God of my angels, Judith Anderson, once again. She's requesting a read of Me So Handsome, but maybe the rewards for her can be handsome in the way that money is. Right now, it seems to be as if it's the only certainty in a world where there's such disparity, to know that you're secure and fine without the guarantee of knowing where your next meal is going to come from, or where the bread is from, or what culture's design. Okay. You don't like the way the world's going right now. More than your own situation, I feel like you're having a greater reckoning, having been on this earth, Judith, for a while, seeing all of this kind of play out because you kind of expected it to go the other way. Oh, okay.
Do you see any questions?
Yeah, Judith has one about the next, I don't know if it's the month or the next 3 months. Did you see that? It's from Judith Anderson.
Okay, yeah, here we are. Engineers would love a read. Okay, got it. Finally. 2 months. I'll be right back. Now she's barking to come in.
Okay. You're moving, Judith. I think you're physically moving or you're spiritually moving on. Let's see what the last card was. Ten of Swords reversed. So this is healing. There is an ending here. There could be a realignment of chakras or something spiritually going on. Right now, you start with the Four of Cups reversed, which is psychic visions or restlessness or being in a meditative area. I think you're also in a position where, with this card, the Queen of Pentacles, you kind of feel like what your energy you're putting out through these years has been expended in ways that isn't fully being appreciated. And I kind of feel like you're ruminating on that, or you're thinking about different ways that your gifts can be spread either in the afterlife or currently, because I got Wheel of Fortune. There's a certain inevitability you're facing right now. But you're looking to affect the things that are going to positively. So this reads positive, that are going to actually change situations, because the overwhelming thing that I'm getting for you right now is a sense of restlessness. But what I did get in the position after, or actually the King of Swords, which is a good strategy, you finally have a plan, and it's not a bad plan either because it's upright. You did get the Moon, which is in the external. So I feel like, as I said before, a lot of the energy that is external right now is acting upon you. And people are worried about you. I don't know if people have been coming to you being like, I don't know what's going on with you, but there's something there. No, it's still alive, Bill. The other thing is, and I tend to not read too much into this. This is a card where there's a plan, and it's in the position of the hope and fear. And in reality, you don't need a plan, because it seems to me as if this plan is going to take you, and I don't know if he's looking toward the east. So I don't know if you're moving a little bit eastward or you're looking eastward from where you are now. What I would be concerned with is the Ten of Cups reversed. So you're having to part with somebody or some scenario that I think might have been rooted in codependence or energy that maybe at times was really beautiful, but then when you accepted it wasn't beautiful anymore. It was kind of hard because you really wanted the magic to last. And I think you're moving on from that. So I'm going to say for the next few months, what you need to do is, I'm hearing depersonalize, and in other words, this isn't about you. This seems to be like a cyclical thing. It's almost like that Saturn returns thing every 30 years, 29 years, I think. I don't know if you're going to be 58 or you're going to be closer to, am I doing my math, 80 something soon. But most of us don't see more than 2 of these Saturn returns. But I think you're going to live to your 90s is what I'm hearing. That's all I got.
Okay. There I am. I was just gonna thank you very much. I talked to him and tell him what he wants to be.
Bill's here too, Denise. 999, yeah.
I was just.
Have you met 999?
I'm scrolling down, Judith.
This Moonlight's here too.
Yeah. Is there still life frozen in time? What is this still live, or is it frozen in time? No, we're on. We started at 7:30. Hi, Jeff. It's Saturday night. I ain't got no place to be. Do you, Jeff?
No. I can go to maybe, as long as people come in, to maybe like 10, and then I'm going to pull back, I think.
Well.
Oh, Kendra, you don't think you want to live that long? I don't either. But the world was, I mean, she's at a point now where she's kind of, hopefully they don't take things away from her, but I don't want to talk about that. What I think though is, I don't blame anyone who wouldn't want to be that old, because you don't know who's going to take care of you, who's going to be there, the when I'm 64 thing, will you still leave me? Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'd want to either. Plus, I don't know how radically the world is going to have changed by then to where it's AI related and we're relying on machines or, I don't know.
Okay. I'm reading on the 2 months coming up, right, Judith? Actually, I'm just your secretary. Why don't you just keep reading and I'll just keep.
Oh my God. Don't debase yourself like that.
Hey,
No.
I'm enjoying it. I'm learning from you. And I never waste a minute of my life. If I'm sitting and staring at a wall, I'm learning something.
Everybody subscribe to her tonight. This is the funnest and fastest, well, one of the funnest and fastest reads I've had in a while because the time has gone by so quickly. And so please, if you have not subscribed tonight,
Yeah. Hey, it's
to subscribe to Denise.
My philosophy is if I wake up in the morning and I'm not in the obits, it's a good day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm at the point where I'm just kind of like, whatever at this point. I kind of feel like there are things that are out of my hands now, whereas maybe years ago I would have worried about them. Now I'm almost at the cusp where I would feel better if I were just telling people to fuck off, but it's just not in my nature. Something subdues me. And when I am in that position to do that financially, I probably will tell people to fuck off, but
no, you won't.
but I probably still won't either. You know what I mean? Because
I think it. Okay. I don't, just because I don't say it and I'm smiling, it
doesn't mean you don't think it.
Yeah. Like when exes and stuff, I used to tell my exes, don't worry about it. When I get quiet, then you need to worry.
Yeah. And just like with Judith, now she says late 90s, the way I was drawing her cards and this whole Saturn returns bit, because Saturn and Pisces and all this stuff, I don't remember her astrological sign, but I feel like Judith is going to live to be in her 90s, which
I feel for me 92.
92.
Yeah, I just see 92. And I'm not 29, so it can't be that. I can't go backwards. I do. I feel 92. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What sign are you, Denise?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, you are? Okay. So you're like me, except you're the metaphysical part of me, whereas I'm the cerebral. You're the physical part of me.
I'm Sagittarius.
Yeah, actually, that's why we read so well together, I think.
Is it? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Not that we're opposites, we're more like mirrors. They say that the two of those signs mirror each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm open. I never look at anything if I make a mistake or screw up. I never look at like it's a mistake or screw up. I look at it, well, I learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I learned not to do it that way.
There are no mistakes, there are only experiences, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think of it as a mistake, then it puts two levels of
pressure on you.
And I'm a Sag rising, by the way. So I'm a Sagittarius rising. When you call it a mistake, it means it's something that you did in error, which
that's right.
Puts you in victim mode for feeling like you made a mistake, or it puts you in a mode where you're feeling like you can't go on. And really, you were just doing what, if you are a believer that everything is destined, that's fine too. But this is another place where I disagree about the whole free will aspect, because I feel like calling a mistake an intentional mistake, or even if you didn't know you were going to make a mistake, you made the choice that led to it. So where does the whole free will thing come back to you and reverberate on you? And it does. So you feel more like a victim or the perpetrator or of your own pain. So I would rather view it as an experience rather than a mistake. That's just me.
Well, that's like when my grandson, he's graduating high school this year, and we text all the time. So I sent him a text and I said to him, congratulations on graduation. And I will, now that you've completed this chapter of your book, I said, now you can begin the new series of the next, you can start the next chapter of the next series.
The next series.
Yeah. And he replied, Grandma, thank you. I'm working on it. He knows my grandson. I mean, he's 18 years old and he thinks just like me. It's
And
really,
the way that came out, that's why I laughed. The way it came out sounded like you.
yeah.
Sounds like something you would have said or would say now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm supposed to be reading for Judith. I'm sorry.
Judith. Sorry, Judith.
I hope y'all aren't in a hurry tonight because I aren't. So anyhow, I got the your current situation is the reverse 9 of Cups. Oh, what am I reading on?
I've gotten a card like that on her before. I view it as it could be either wondering about that one thing that you did or a fleeting satisfaction or happiness. I do feel like Judith is strong because I think she's seen things come and go at a different rate, maybe that she doesn't articulate. But with the 9 energy there, it makes me think too, like it's that fleeting energy with the merchant in the wealthy merchant, but it's also this energy of like it's fleeting energy, but that one thing that could have been made something more perfect. I feel like there was Judith is a perfectionist, and it's like that energy that could be there for that. Why am I telling you how to read cards?
I don't know.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Well, that's why I was asking our chatters if I hope they're not in a hurry because you and I aren't.
Like, oh my God, I'm really rude. Shut up.
You're fine. So your current situation is dissatisfied. Are you dissatisfied? Where in the hell are we at? I gotta keep going back. Next 2 months coming up if possible. Something that could get in your way is reverse 3 of Swords, slowly healing, less intense sorrow, emotionally recovery, apology. Thinking all the negative, not as bad. Problematics. You might get in an argument. That's the problem that could cause it, would be an argument. Moving forward, you will get you got the Knight of Swords reversed. So you got the argument with a and it's going to be a double-sided sword. So it's either you're going to have a sharp tongue or somebody else will.
Yeah.
And
Miss Moonlight, the top chicken is I couldn't get the with a knife because I don't have one upstairs. This part, it's not 1 can, it's 2 cans of chicken. So I'm trying to disembroil or
separate.
Trying to separate the top can from the bottom can.
It's a good thing we're doing this for free.
Oh my God. We intuitives, we just don't have it together, do we?
And you can tell we both have those same kind of brains that ADH.
Now see it's off. There we go. Thank you, Miss Moonlight. You willed it. You must have put a good curse on that.
And then I have the Page of Pentacles reversed in the position for how it's developing for your next 2 months. Oh boy. Page of Pentacles reversed. So Page or Pentacles is money. Message. You got a message coming about money regarding your next 2 months. And the outcome is you're disappointed in
Janet, I know, right?
8 of Cups. You got the 8 of Cups upright, but maybe you're going to need time for solitude next 2 months. It looks like you might get in an argument with somebody. I hope you don't, but somebody is going to say something mean to you.
Yeah, that swords card she got. It's
Yeah.
bad ideology. It can be politically dangerous ideology, or it could be a sharp tongue, or it could be aimless energy, where it's dogmatically, it's like if it was reversed, it's Trump energy or Curtis Yarvin energy.
And they were reversed.
Yeah. Look up Curtis Yarvin, all you intuitives and all you writers. Look up Curtis Yarvin.
Courtesy Arbin?
Curtis Yarvin, Curtis, last name Yarvin.
Okay.
He informs his principles about neo-feudalism inform. I bet 999 knows who this is. Speaking of which, yeah, he knows who Curtis Yarvin is.
Let me see here. Are everybody just talking? Go for Jeff, just 111. Go for it, Jeff. I'm just loving it. She said something that the family members won't know unless they live with it, live through with them. Okay.
Judith says, "Oh, Skit, I have a sharp tongue about everything." I can see that, Judith. Not with me, you don't, though. I can see it happen.
You know what, though, Jeff? I noticed that I'm a very easygoing, laid-back person, but it sure does help because I smoke pot and take Lexapro.
It does, yeah.
But before that, I wasn't a bitch. I was intolerant of stupidity. If I hadn't been on my medication, I'd probably been in jail by now because I probably would have knocked out some Trumper. But because of my medications and stuff, but I think that has to do with staying home because I do go out. Don't get me wrong. I like to go out, but I don't want to be in large, huge crowds. I don't want to go to a concert. I just can't take all that energy coming at me.
Yeah. And also too, I had this
I'll have to move in with Jeff if I lose my home.
What was I gonna say? Now I forget.
999, is it still frozen? We're live. Hey, just because every now and then one of us disappear.
What was I don't even know what I was gonna say now.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, I guess.
Well, tomorrow is my day off from working. I don't work on Sundays.
So you don't do shows on Sunday, right?
No, I don't do shows on Sunday.
Okay.
I have to have one day to let my brains shut down. And I like to watch some other readers on Sundays.
Me too.
So I take that time.
I saw Miss Moonlight. We do have a spare bedroom. It's 3 floors. You'd have to like my 2 dogs, though, which I think you probably would. One is more neurotic than the other, and believe me, the one that I thought was neurotic by comparison is nowhere near neurotic. Yeah.
That's like you were asking about my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find her. Hey, Matilda. Matilda. Hi, baby. It's okay. Wake up. It's all right. It's okay. You're a good girl, Jennifer. You're a good girl.
Let's see her. Oh no.
There you, Matilda. Yeah. Tell Jeff I need a haircut, but it's cold, so Mama won't cut my hair off. I won't cut her hair off until it gets 70 on a regular basis. Can you see her eyes?
Oh, yeah. She's
Mm,
adorable. The eyes kind of make her. They kind of make it so that she's like this sort of uh it's kind of like with bulldogs, that one feature that makes them so adorable. She's
yeah,
adorable, but I mean the thing that stands out to me is the way the eyes are, even
yeah.
with the hair in front of her.
I try and keep it trimmed down, but as soon as it warms up, I'll take and cut her hair down. I keep her paws so that like this, I cut this all off all the time.
Hmm.
This one's getting long, but her hair grows so fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I think
fast.
those two do too. Yeah. And I hate now with grooming, they use these industrial dryers. Have you seen those? In other words, not just if you would go to Petco, but I've seen people where instead of blow drying them individually, if they're either too big or there's too much hair or whatever before they cut them, they're using like these like fans that are industrial that you would put in restaurants or in the back room or whatever
Yeah,
to dry them off. And I was there for 2 hours with both of them. In fact, some of those videos are on my channel where they're like, we're both whining. Makes me wonder all the times that Braden was there, the past dog that passed, and of course Brody. How
yeah.
many times they were going through that where they hated the industrial dryers, because they were in cages too, and
Oh
it
my
depends
God,
on the
that would
dog.
be
Yeah, well,
horrible.
crates, cages. They're the same to me,
Same
but
thing. Yeah.
it's weird. Braden liked his crate. He liked going into his crate at night and sleeping. These two dogs, I mean, these were big crates. This groomer they've had for like 25 years here, so they know her. But she's when she's in, she's blow drying them. She just puts on like a dryer that
Uh,
they just sit and they're getting blown at. And then those two dogs I had were, I mean, and she thought nothing of doing it in front of us when we were there in person. So it
she's
can't be that wrong. But um Braden and really Venus, that's insane.
mm,
Braden was the one that passed. And then we got Trooper from Maine. We went to Portland to get him. He
you're
was
such
from either Norway, Maine, or Paris, Maine. I forget.
you are.
But
You want down?
yeah,
This,
Janet.
this dog is just like me, man. She just chilled. And it's like,
She's like, whatever.
yeah, she don't care. She just,
Does
but
she like treats? She like treats?
yeah, but she's very particular.
Is
She
she?
only eats the
Mine are
expensive
too.
dog food from the vets to keep her young, healthy. She's very playful for as old as she is. Um, she looks better when I get her all groomed up, but that's probably next week we're supposed to hit the 70s.
Yeah, we are too. I kind of do, and I don't want it back again because I'm someone that doesn't really like extreme heat, and it seems as if we go from one extreme to the other where it's cold and raining, which tells me that this summer is going to be a real bitch, I think.
It's going to be a
Really.
shitty summer. Yeah, because
And it's been really delayed.
like right now, see, she finally wanted down, so I put her down. She's really good. I mean, she's been with me forever.
Me too, Miss Moonlight. I prefer it 60s at most. I can do 40s at night, though. I don't need, and I can go lower than that. I can go to like 36, but my uncle's like the pipes will freeze if you don't, like in the wintertime. And they have gas, so oh my God, Venus, I love it when it's 40 at night, but it's insane weather right now. It's too late in the year for us not to be having not long heat waves, but many, days of multiple 70s or humid or instead, there's a lot of wind this year, but there was last year and the year before.
Yeah,
Wind seems coming
we
more of
got a lot of
factor.
wind. We're
Yeah.
having a lot more wind.
I don't know why.
Shit's blowing everywhere. I'm looking at the
Mhm.
box. They wanted to know what my tarot cards. I was right here.
Okay.
I'm looking. That's what I was looking for all over. And I just found the box when I started moving stuff because it fell down behind my computer desk. I use this is my favorite one to use. Because
Okay.
I'm more psychic. I'm like, I read like I write.
Okay.
So
It's story time.
I'm a storyteller. But you're a storyteller too,
I'm a
Jeff.
storyteller.
Yes. And that's because the cards are just a visual. There are tools. They're not what we have in our heads and our hearts is not, you can't box it.
Yeah, and you can't restrict it to past, present, or future either, even if it lands in a house that you understand.
Yeah.
You know.
We are just, let me see. Did we get all the messages? Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Nobody wants to talk to us. Let's talk to Gellick. Gellick loves to talk. He loves the camera. That's why he's got all them videos up on YouTube when he was alive.
Gallic, I've got to listen tonight.
Look for Jewel Hart, and it's Heart. Jewel Hart.
Okay.
And he was the founder of Jewel Hart. And he's already going, yes. Look at him.
Oh my God.
He just loves the pendulum. He does. Gellick, will you answer some questions for us? He's saying yes. Ask him a question, Jeff. Stop.
Okay. I'm gonna get daring here, so I need the truth. Venus, that's up to her. I will answer a legal question for you, but will I be dead at 64? No, 54. I had a Ouija board tell me that. Will I be dead at 54?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Because when you said 64, it started to go that way.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you changed it to 54, it went to circle and then it went no.
So you got power with the pendulum too.
I do. I have. Gellick, do you like to play with us and with the pendulum?
I love the pendulum.
Look at he says, and I can read a question on the screen and he'll start answering it before I even can say it. It's really cool that he likes this so much. Legal questions? Did you say yes, you would answer her question?
I'd answer it. Yeah. With the caveat, obviously seek legal advice.
Yeah,
For entertainment purposes only, but
that's why across the bottom. Welcome to Denise Fletcher Tarot for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
And then I have this sign back here, someplace up there. She wants. What does rapid fire mean? Boom, 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 boom.
Is that like a yes, no, Kendra?
Kendra.
Or you? I'm trying to think of what we might have been talking about that would have lent itself to saying rapid fire. But I've been told, okay, Ramblin' Rose. I've been told 63, 55. I turned 55 on the 28th.
But you know what? Things can change. Medicine can change. Diets can change. There's all kinds of stuff
That's
that
true.
can,
That's true.
because both of my parents died at 76, 18 years apart. But they died of congestive heart failure. Nowadays, there's no reason to die of congestive heart failure because there's all the medications we can take for it to stop it.
Oh yeah, and the other part of it too is, I think attitudinally too, that plays a role in it. I mean, even if you take care of yourself very well physically, if you don't want to be here, I think after a while there is something called a life force, an
Uh-huh.
energy force, and it will get sucked, or it will get sucked by those around you, even if you're not meaning for it to, if you're not aware of what's being done to you. So
Yeah.
was joking, asking if we would do rapid fire questions with the pendulum.
Oh,
But
that
she
would
was
be cool.
joking, she said.
I've never done that.
I haven't either. Well, actually, I kind of have on my channel, but it's been all political. That's where I got the Joe Biden hit about the illness this year. I
Yeah.
think I got it from the pendulum. I put it on it's in my community page, that one. When I asked about him about 4 months ago, I had a hit of him either dying this year or getting sick. And of all political figures, he's the only one I did see potentially dying this year, except maybe Putin. But the Putin one is, I read on that again. And
I haven't read on it, but when I saw Bill Clinton at Carter's funeral, I seen
yeah,
him dying this year.
yeah, I got something on him too that's not good.
Yeah.
The physical energy is, and he was in and out once and then in and out again of the hospital.
But they're in the freaking 80s. It's like
You know,
you know, Biden probably has a few more years. He can overcome this unless it's severe. But Bill Clinton ate junk food for the
no,
first 50, 60 years of his life before he got the knock on the door that his heart was saying, "Hey, man, I'm
stop.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, you better stop this." So, yeah. Well, I'm hungry. Can I
Will
take
RFK actually discover what causes autism? And then there was a
yeah,
legal question
he
that's going to
did
emerge from
last. Was
someone.
it
Yeah.
2 weeks? 2 weeks ago, he was in the Ford River. He was doing his research that
I
day.
almost think like, why read on that? I mean, will RFK actually discover what causes autism?
He was practicing in that river.
Well, let's do it Kendra's way with the pendulum, I guess. I'm gonna do a pendulum on it.
I gotta eat. What talking about all this food and stuff? I'm
Out of my
trying.
angels,
Oh, I
RFK
know why.
brainworm, someone who takes a lot of time to sell a lot of goods but can't discern the cause of autism. We may never know, but yet Robert F. Kennedy must know that there's something out there that could break this whole thing wide open and break a chasm wide open. Will RFK discover what causes autism? Circle.
Circle.
Look,
Mine's going in a circle too.
well, let's think about what this could mean then.
Do you see what
That
that
could be
is?
a big fat zero.
I mean,
Or
Alec loves this thing.
he may do it. Did she put a timeline on it when
No,
she asked the question? Do you remember?
let me scroll through.
And then Venus has a question too. I can't star them on Judith, so I would have missed. Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta put it bigger or something so I can catch it. Because reading
Ramblin' Rose, you have a pituitary tumor. I'm sorry.
Timeline. Oh, Kendra says no timeline, but he was saying September.
Yeah, I heard that. And I saw the interview with Caitlin Collins about that on one of the political things on YouTube I watched. He might, but it would be after September, or it might be before September because he's such an Einstein. I don't know. I am getting when I get the pendulum, when I get it, what my guides always told me just from pattern or routine is it's not decided yet. So if the question had just been will he, and we got that, I would still say it's still not decided yet in deference to RFK.
It's whether he'll even be in office because
That's true too. He may not even be there.
because he admitted that he was the last person that you should be asking for medical advice during
I don't think the head of the what is he head of what head of Health and Human Services? Yeah. I mean,
I didn't say it.
And he said something in that same interview with Caitlin Collins that maybe Kendra saw, where he said something like 50 to 60% of the people who've been head of that department since its inception have not been doctors. So that was his way of trying to defend the statement. You know what I mean? That you shouldn't ask me for medical advice. It's just that all the anti-autism stuff and all the stuff about, coming from that, that there's a tie to autism and vaccines, and it's kind of insane. But if that's what this country wants, and if that's what God wants for this country, then that's what we shall have, I guess. Let me throw some cards on it, Kendra.
I'm going through all the messages to look for questions because I see I missed some.
Yeah, Judith pointed out a question from Venus too. No, I can't see it. And Miss Tarot D.
I don't have anybody to help me on my channel, so maybe next time we can do it from your channel, and because you have a helper, right?
Yeah, but do you know how to throw wrenches at people? Not literally, but I mean, okay.
Yeah.
You can do that only
for YouTube. I got 2 followers that I have wrenches with.
You just got to make sure you subscribe, you guys. And then what I would do is I know who you can trust all of these people. So none of these people are trolls. So Venus was before Julie. Whatever that means. Oh, I guess Julie had another question.
But I do want to 943. I agree, Jeff. Crazy weather. Judith. Who am I looking for? Venus,
I believe.
Judith.
Judith had Venus's question marked up with 2 arrows. So if you see arrows anywhere, look for it. Let me see.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
The court, here it is. The court date for the person responsible for my sister's death. Do you see it? Okay. You already checked it?
Right here?
Yeah. Kendra, let me finish this about autism. About Kennedy. God of my angels, RFK, a brainworm, a sack of deficient sperm. Is there anything that will tell us whether or not through the energy of these cards we can discern? Will Robert F. Kennedy Jr. still be at the helm of Health and Human Services by the end of the summer?
All right, I got it.
Can you help us learn?
I got to hit my cigarette.
Okay.
Court date for this.
This could mean done. Look, the world, it can mean a completion, right? But it also can mean the portal onto the next thing. I'm thinking maybe there's a different opportunity for him that might be better than this, meaning actually because he wants to make money, they might pick up on that because even some of the vaccine stuff might be too much for this administration to try to handle when they're trying to do other radical things that other administrations haven't done for entertainment purposes only. The challenge to him staying or completing this job, the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So his name, his reputation, the things on which he's built, what he is getting paid might be coming to light from other organizations. Even though he already testified to it, something more might be coming that might irk people or rub them the wrong way. I don't see how this administration, though, wouldn't be backing him, given that they've backed everyone else. Judgment, they're sitting in the energy of judgment, but this is a self-judgment. He might come to, like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. You know, that type of thing. Like, because you've seen him in media interviews, and when he was being questioned before he got confirmed, and he does get a little bit pissy. If you've seen any of him, I mean, out of all the people that they do, some of them are just defiant and argumentative, but he gets pissed off where he will just get confront. Have you seen him with either Sanders or, I'm trying to remember who it was, not even Elizabeth Warren? He was fine with her, but with either he basically Sanders, and there was one other one that he got in a really heated fight with, the Empress, pregnant with possibility. I'm not sure he's going to be there. Meaning there's something, a page of cups, that's an identity or a change in job, maybe, or a change in focus. Nine of Wands reversed. Feeling imprisoned. He might want to get out of this job himself by then.
Yeah.
Kendra sees it. Yes, he's very combative.
And you know, when I was watching him in that Senate meeting, this was a Senate or the House meeting, they were investigating or questioning. They have so many names, so many things, I can't keep track of them all.
I know. The House Ethics Committee, maybe, or something like that. Yeah.
And they were asking him about the medical, and he was going, "You shouldn't be asking me." It's like, I thought, bang, right there is exactly why he should not even be in that position.
Yeah, and the administration doesn't care, I don't think.
Nope.
It'll only be because he wants to, probably, or something's going to fall that's going to give them a reason to give him the axe. But I don't even know if they would want to give him the axe. He might want to be axed because I don't think he's going to like this job that much. No,
it's been 114 days. What was that?
Only. Regardless of whether you're a Trumper or you are not a Trumper, the constant media over the last 94 days, you guys, feels like it's been 5 years and not 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I mean, we're to blame for that because I
want to go back to the good old days when we only heard about politics for about a year. That's we only had to put up with it for a year. But other countries, they do theirs in weeks.
Oh yeah,
they don't go through all.
And they do it better in a lot of ways.
And they sure don't cost them an arm and a leg.
They don't cost a lot of money, or I don't know.
No.
In Europe, what kind of finance laws they have, or campaign finance rules, if there are any, if they are even needed,
Yeah. So. Okay, so we're going to do Venus now?
I believe so. I know. Who was it? Not Judith.
The court date. Venus.
Julie had another question too, and then we have the court. Okay.
I got Julie for entertainment purposes only. What does your pendulum say about having a procedure to correct a gut? But we're going to do Venus first because she's been waiting the longest.
Okay. What's her question?
It's up on the board. The court date for the person responsible for my sister's death. Did you eat your gummy?
Yeah, I didn't eat the whole thing though. That's only half. The court date for the person responsible for her sister's.
So otherwise, is he going to be held responsible?
Venus, I'm sorry.
Yeah, really. Venus, I'm so sorry. I know what it feels like. My brother-in-law was murdered by his ex-wife I have yes. He is going to be. I mean, it's really swinging big. Gallic is saying yes. Huge. Look at. Can you see this? He loves.
Whoa!
I know. He just. And when he's not really, when it's like a not so much, he'll just like a little bit. But when he's very positive, it's wild.
I'm hearing plea deal. Is he? I don't know what that means. Well, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means for you. I'm hearing the secrets are already out, but I'm getting the Three of Pentacles card. Like there's almost like a secret deal going on here. I don't know if he had an accomplice or he had someone else with him, and I'm getting that it was at night or in the dusk of dawn or the beginning of day. Let's see. This could be the judge. I feel like they're working out some type of plea deal here. Because they're sitting in Emperor energy. The Three of Pentacles reversed is a contract in the darkness that you don't know about, as maybe a legal red herring. Then the moon is darkness or something that already happened that might shed light on this. It's going to depend on whether the judge is going to accept this, obviously, but I feel like certain elements of this are out of your hands. That's obviously why you're asking, but more than that, I feel like some of this seems like it's been one hurdle after another hurdle. Because what I heard in my poetry prayer was I saw these, I don't know if you remember this, when you took gym as a kid, there were these like things you jump over. And then some of them got higher and then some of them got lower. And they were like, I guess, preludes to gymnastic BS or something for flexibility training or whatever. But then I got the Six of Pentacles reversed, which to me means either some corruption or something is going on here where what seems as if it's the right thing to do is not the right exchange of evidence, or evidence is either being misinterpreted or something, or was. Then I got the Chariot on top, which is things moving forward. So things seem maybe to be turning here. Let me look. Then the Ace of Pentacles, that's the ultimate manifestation card. But I feel like, I think you're going to get this. The High Priestess reverse, this is loud energy. When it's soft and evolved, right? But the secret's already out, and I feel like it's loud and glaring, and that's the energy the judge is also sitting in. I think it's going to be plain as day, and I'm getting chills on this, that whether or not he did it or not, I think someone's going to jail here. Venus, he's pleading not guilty, but so he is taking is he taking a plea deal? So he was shown to be guilty, but he's pleading not guilty. Do you think he's going to take a plea deal, Venus? Or are they going to offer him one? Nine of Pentacles upright. That's the energy of autonomy and freedom. And that's the extrinsic energy right now. He's free now. And then heartbreak, Three of Swords. The fear is that he's not going to be. Saturn in Pisces. No, Libra. Saturn in Libra. Is something supposed to happen with this in the fall too? He did it. My sister was dead in the passenger seat and still trying. Oh my God.
He what?
The outcome is the Sun card. So I'm going to go with yes, but I'm feeling like Venus, there is a backstory to what I said. I just don't know how true it is. Meaning, I feel like there might have been some dirty corruption and or backdoor deals here about him. Does he come from some sort of money that can add hurdles to things like this?
Probably. Sounds like it. I just picked up yes. That was wild.
That could be what the Six of Pentacles reversed is, because it's charity, but then it's corrupt charity, meaning like his parents are like trying to like get him.
He has money. Yeah. See, and that's where, we're different, where I'm quicker, but I enjoy listening to you because I'm learning from you, and you validate my feelings.
Yeah,
Jeff,
I mean,
you
I don't
validate.
think I'm a good read. I don't think I'm an exceptional reader, but I have the fundamentals to put a story
Yeah.
together like it were a
And
painting. And I do read, I don't read linearly, and I think that helps me. I read the person's energy or the energy of the
that's what
question.
I do.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the question was asked, I heard yes, that his family had money. As soon as you asked,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I hear it. Like a lot of
I
times
got
when
it from the card.
watching
Yeah.
readers, when I'm watching readers, um, I have the answers in my head before the. It's really cool because
Like
then
Venus. This is what I saw with
it
the hurdle.
validates me.
First hurdle was they gave up her ashes and said they hadn't done the autopsy, right? Then the thing to doing the autopsy was getting the ashes. So it's kind of like this boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
That's what I was getting. Yeah,
oh, and
but I won't know that specifically.
I
You know,
pulled a oracle card for her, and I was listening to you at the time, and I was shuffling, and I was thinking of her, of the feelings. Keeper of anger came up. Isn't that wild?
that's insane.
I know that was
Yeah,
wild that come up. And it says, anger is a sacred fire denied to many of us. We're encouraged to be compliant and agreeable, even when it's not in our best interest. Fire is fuel for change. Too little fire, and we risk becoming listless or depressed.
yes,
Too much, and we risk our peace of mind being consumed by wrath or remorse, or worse, bitterness. The invitation of this moment is to find the creative power in your anger. What change can you invite? What injustice can you transform into justice through letting anger have its voice? When you allow sacred fire to have its space, you help the phoenix usher what is no longer vital in the ashes in order to be reborn on the wings of new life. Oh my God, she died in a fire?
I was waiting for you to put. Yeah,
Oh,
hi Tapestry. How are you? Wow, Denise, really? Yeah.
yeah. That gave me chills. I just like,
I mean, I think for me it was like I just thought corruption more than guilt. I saw he looked guilty um on the surface, but even on the cards I was just picking up the obstacles that Venus asked a question like a means to an end to me. And
uh,
to me it's like I didn't cultivate the energy enough of the perpetrator to really know much about him. I focused more on her question when I was shuffling the cards. So I just felt like there were all these obstacles between the two things. So like for me, the hit I got was based on those. And then I'm like, he had money. So he helped corrupt it. But that came from a logical place too. But it also came from seeing the Six of Pentacles reversed. And then when you got the hit, that shows how we read differently because
yeah.
you were saying something earlier, not just about the story you tell, but how you can hear something that someone else says and it triggers something, and or there's some sort of feeling that you get like
I
through
get
your sentence. Yeah.
I get when I listen to people, this is why men that I would be involved with, they they never accused me of being a witch. But, they never use those words, but they always wondered how I could read their minds. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never really thought about it. I thought it was just logic, but it could be logic. See, I guess we underestimate what we're born with. I believe it was my life journey is what's made me who I am.
Yeah,
I hope he's held accountable too.
I do too. That's
And what I got is yes, he will be, because Gellick was like going,
does he?
yeah, he was
I
just
mean, I
swinging.
didn't ask mine.
I asked mine, and he was just a swinging. That's the biggest swing I've ever seen him do.
Where'd it go? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
And Kendra is in that card. I couldn't believe it when that word, that Pentacle card came out, or the Oracle card came out about anger. There you go.
Yes,
Yes.
because if it were going straight, it would be no.
Isn't that funny how our pendulums read different? Yours is back and forth. Is
I
no.
always do that. I calibrate it by asking,
Yes.
questions that are literal or that are yes, no, obviously. But like
'Cause
is my name Jeff? Do I have,
yeah, that's what I did.
wear glasses? You know what I'm saying?
Is
And
my
then
name Denise?
yeah, that's how I
Okay.
do it.
Then you go stop.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do it too, and you can do it, which is fun.
Is my name George? Nope. Gellick, did you used to call me sister? Yes. Because I asked Gellick what he wants, and he said, "This is yes." Did you call
Mine
me
did it. It
sister?
stopped. I asked, "Is my name Lisa? Is my name Jeff?" And then it stopped. I said, "Stop," and it stopped.
Okay, stop. Stop. Okay, I know. He goes, I was swinging.
Isn't that fun when they do that? Sometimes I've had them so emphatic that they've knocked into my glasses or come close to knocking into my. They never do though. They never do, but they come close.
You know, it's funny. Right here, I have a pendulum I bought. Gellick, will you use this pendulum? Yep. He's right there.
That's so awesome. Oh my god, I love pendulums.
I am so in tune to him.
I love them.
He just gives me chills. I got
my second favorite tool.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite tool. Even it goes Lenormand for me second. Well, Lenormand first right now, then tarot. I gotta try dowsing rods because I've seen a lot of people using those lately, but I haven't ever tried them.
Excuse me. That was oh, shit. I roll my cigarettes, my joints. I grabbed the wrong one.
Did Bill leave us? Bill, I think, left us. He must have a show
probably
to do.
boring him. So okay, did we get?
We did Venus, and then we still got it. We got Julie still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna bail.
Yeah, we've been on almost 3 hours.
3 hours, dude.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem like that long, but I'm like smoking tired now, or riled up, or hungry, or something. Yeah.
I forgot to eat dinner. I finally remembered to take my pills at 9. Okay, she wants to.
She wants a pendulum. Okay.
Gellick. He's already saying yes. Gellick, can I ask the question? Yes. Okay, will you stop? See, he stopped. Julianne wants to know about having a procedure to correct a gut issue taken out of in June. He's saying yes.
Mine's saying yes too. Look.
You sure? Yeah. So you got mine and his, and ours both read differently. So, and they're both agreeing to correct issue. Yep. So it will, Julie.
I say yes.
Yeah.
We just leave it at pendulum.
I
say
also have I'm not medical at all, but in spiritually, I get a calmness inside me. Does that make sense? It's
that
like
makes sense.
it's like a calmness comes over, and then if when my spirits or other, I get goosebumps
Beings.
shit all over, like, and tingling. So
All right,
I had
you
a great
guys.
time, Jeff.
I had fun, you guys, and I hope you like us together because you're going to be seeing more of us together.
Yes,
So
I think
we seem to have good energy. I didn't know coming in. Sometimes you read with people, it doesn't
doesn't click,
it
but that's
doesn't click,
okay. That's
and
why.
or I haven't had it in a bad way, but I felt like you doubt yourself more. Not that if you can't trust them, but if you're getting so many different things that are different from what they're getting, I
Yeah,
think
but
we
you
tend
and
to
I
shy away.
connect
Yeah, we tend to shy away from that because that tells me one of us isn't. One of
into.
us is being sabotaged either by our own self, not thinking we're doing a good job, or
Yeah.
we trust the other person more, or we trust them less because we were invited to be a guest on. We think we might be doing, but yet at the same time, too,
Yeah.
they have a very structured way of reading, and or you get to their show and they're like, "Can you change the lighting here? Can you change?" Like, you didn't ask me to do any of that. They're like, "Can you change this about?" And like, then I
Well,
get a bad feeling, and then it's their channel to be fair, so they have the right to ask. But then I'm like, no, not again. I can't. Yeah.
no, we do this because we like it. I'm not. I'm on here because I have a blessing, and I've been sharing it all my life, and this time I can share it with the world.
Mm-hmm.
With this,
Mm-hmm.
I can share it with the world where otherwise I can't. And Gellick, I'm fulfilling his path. He started it, and my I'm not a Buddhist. I don't want people to think I'm a Buddhist. I'm not anything. I'm a human being who has intuitive abilities. And I want to carry on his word because he was, once you look up, and there's information about him in his site. Um, I'm doing it for him.
And all of us are in our own way. There, it comes through us in different ways, but that's, and that's really true of anything. I don't think there's much that separates us, even though we're being told there is, but we are being assaulted out of fear right now.
Oh,
Like I
isn't
said,
it
Mark
horrible?
Zuckerberg has built a bomb shelter about a nuclear bomb shelter.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, for 2 years, I was getting something. They have to know something we don't. The
Oh,
billionaire class and the people orchestrating the new world order, and I don't want people to, because you get these dings on not your channel, but the new world order is defined as, like, if you put new world order in the title you're reading. I'm not
yeah.
saying it's going to be a fascist world order. It might be, it may not be, but there are people that know stuff, and they're going to end up fighting one another, because ultimately it's like in philosophy with beauty.
Yeah.
There's always someone more beautiful. There's always, forget if it was Plato or Aristotle. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it was Plato. So there's always going to be this thing. So how much do we have to climb through it, you guys? Forget about what they're talking about 5D about. Think about, like, all these people in the top stratosphere who've already ascended to the pinnacle of wealth. So then they get up there, right? And there's so few of them, and they're like this, right? Meanwhile, at the bottom, the rugs feel like they've been yanked out from under us. So what I'm trying to say is they have to compete for the resources, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But they're still interested in fighting one another. You know why? Because of fear. And we're no different, though. We have fear, but that isn't really what separated or divided us. It was the manipulation that did. It was not Trump's manipulation, but society's for the last 40 years about
Yes.
And then
Thank you. If I could give you a hands up right
then
now,
the disparity grew more because we didn't take care of one another and realizing that, you know, the power that the middle class had was something it shouldn't be taken for granted. And then that, you know, obviously it's going to happen so you have to decide, even if you're on the lower end of it, how you're going to get up to them. Let's not worry about getting up to them. Let's worry about us.
Yeah.
You know, and taking care of us right now, because they're not. When and if this ever fell apart, they wouldn't. You know that. So that leaves the lawlessness. What would happen with lawlessness? How would we live?
Well,
We'd be better off dead. Yeah. Would we be better off? We might be.
But Jeff, just think what the crime rate is going to accelerate in the next 6 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
The crime rate. I mean, you can't take people's income.
You're not wrong.
You can't take their incomes and their food
and
their housing allowance.
But that's what they want, you know, and that's for the Insurrection Act. They want to do all these things, and they've created it. And now the way they've created it for 40 years is now more apparent. And it's a purge of the Walking Dead. I mean, this is when I get out of the conversation because it's so depressing, you guys. But yes, I see it the way you do.
Okay. This is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 o'clock. All right, Gellig, stop. Let me ask the question. Please let me ask the question. Thank you. I'm telling you, he reads my mind. Because the question is, will Donald Trump, look at him.
I don't know what you asked, but I hope it's something that's good for us.
It's in my mind, and he reads my mind. Will Donald Trump
Mine does too.
Will Donald Trump be removed from office in June of 2025? Will Donald Trump be removed from office?
Now I've got to do it.
Will Donald Trump be removed from office by June 15th, 2025? He's saying yes. All right. Will Donald Trump leave office on his own accord? Yes. See, I keep saying that. I keep thinking all the shit that keeps coming out this month. He's just going to take that jet he got for a gift, and he's going to fly. I really believe that. That's what I feel.
Someone else has that too, where they said all the people beneath him will pay, but he's going to fly and just live like an oligarch. And of course, Sterling has been saying that too for a couple of years, that he'd go to Saudi Arabia. So,
I say he's, you know, and I wasn't sure about Saudi. I thought so, but then when they gave him that freaking jet,
the Qatar,
the Qatar. When they gave him that jet, it was like, all right, there's the thing that I've been feeling. I feel things. I don't see. I'm an empath. I feel vibrations off of houses and furniture, people. That's
probably what puts you in sync with the pendulum so much, because it can tell what your energy channel is at any given time and what you're looking for.
It must be. Because, and the necklace was a gift. The little heart that I keep inside is a little blue stone heart. If I can hold it up so you can see it. See, it looks like a heart. So both of them were a gift, and I thought, I'll fit it in there, right? And then I was wearing this one day, and I just got the idea to use it for a pendulum. Oh,
okay. Yeah, a lot of people do that, and one of the ones I like is one that has a really robust center, kind of like yours. there was someone that has it. Almost looks like a bird cage.
Oh, I haven't.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you've seen. I'm trying to remember who it was that had one like that.
I don't know. But we're gonna get off here. We've been on.
Oh, I know. Denise. No, not Denise. Terry at Holding Your Space has one that is kind of robust in the center, and it's not a jewel. It almost looks like a furry little animal. It might be the one that what was his name? Gave her the gentleman that passed. One of her shaman or guides. He passed away in was it either an Olive Garden or a Red Lobster or something?
Oh, that
What
would
was his
be
name?
wild.
What was his name? Forgive me, Terry. So I'm gonna head out, you guys.
Yeah. We keep saying that.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm so tired. Good night, everybody.
Subscribe, it's free. Highlight the bell to get notifications and thumbs up. Make comments on replay. I want you to have love, light, and laughter in your life every day. Because if you love and shine light on it, it brings laughter into your life.